Hello and welcome back, you beautiful people. My name is Brent, and I am your DM, your storyteller, your fate master, and I am excited to get back into this after a hectic time of prepping because I was running a little late. Don't tell Lauren and Daniel. But before we can get into the fun stuff, the excitement, the adventure, the twisted veil, we have a few announcements and got to give some love to our sponsors. Deanna, would you be so kind as to take us into the sponsor place?
I certainly can. Yeah. So I'm going to be starting off with the regular shout outs, the shout outs to our partner, the people we have to extend our love to every week because they are so lovely to us. So the first partner I want to shout out, you should know their name by now, Nine Realms Gaming. They create top-notch gaming accessories from the finest woods this realm has to offer. So that's stuff like dice vaults, dice towers, dice trays, hero vaults, all those wooden encasements for your various gaming goods. They never use any dyes or stains. They use oil-based finishes to bring out the natural wood color. They love wood. They are all into their finest woods, and they've got some really, really beautiful stuff. Definitely check it out. You can visit their website now and use our exclusive partner code at Lyre10, Lyre10, to get 10% off at ninerealmsgaming.com. Take a gander at their beautiful woods. And I also want to say, this coming Monday, the episode of Fates End this Monday will have a giveaway for Nine Realms Gaming, so come check it out. It's a good idea. Get some beautiful things from them. The other partner that I want to extend our undying love to is WanderLily Dice, which is a small handmade dice making company in Huntsville, Alabama. They make sharp edge dice, dice jewelry, and other adventurer items such as hand stamped leather journals and handmade resin pens. You can find their shop at wanderlilydice.com, and you can use the code InkandLiar10 to get 10% off of your order. Go look at it with your eyeballs now. It's all gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Um, and then the reminder that our charity live stream is coming up. It's going to be the Neverland charity live stream, like the island of Neverland, Peter Pan. It's going to be April 16th. We're going to be supporting the Child's Play charity, a really awesome organization that we're very excited to be able to help out here, to be able to extend our support. And I will be DMing for my first time on this channel. I'm very excited. You'll also see like 80% of the faces from this table will also be there, as well as faces from Iron Valor and Fate's End will be joined together for the charity live stream. I'm very, very excited. We'll be using the module setting Neverland the Impossible Island by Deanna Gatta. She's known as at Super Dylan on Twitter and is also the co-host of the Femsplained podcast. I believe there should be a link to her Twitter coming up in the chat here in just a second. I definitely recommend you check out the setting. It's really beautiful, interesting stuff. Like, if you want to check out doing a campaign in that setting, or even just taking your party and throwing them into Neverland for a couple of sessions, it's a very, very interesting, beautiful, complex thing she's written up, so I really do recommend it. All right. Now moving on to the audio portion of the announcements. Close your eyes. Let the ASMR of a river flow over you as I thank the people who provide our sounds. I want to shout out Sirenscape first. We use a lot of their ambient sounds, music, and their online player that we use for the streams, all from Sirenscape. So we want to say thank you to them, of course. But also, a lot of our music was actually especially composed for us. Our DM Brent commissioned an artist Ounce's Music to write a lot of music for the show, and he's responsible for quite a lot of the soundtrack. That's Ounce's Music. If you like his stuff or you want to hear anything else that he's done, you can check him out on Bandcamp, Twitter, Instagram, or SoundCloud. All right. And then just some social stuffs. You can subscribe to us on YouTube to see episodes 1 week after the live date. There will be a link to the YouTube in the chat, so you can watch things whenever you like. And then if you dig this show or you dig the other shows on our channel and you feel like talking about it, especially to us, we love talking. We can talk forever. You can tell because I'm talking so much now. You can join us on Discord, it's a free community. You can come chat with us, the cast, some amazing fan artists that we have there. We've got great people who are putting up illustrations of their own characters from their own campaigns or knitting up pigs for us. It's really fun to see just how creative everybody is. There are links to our Discord in the About tab on our Twitch profile, or it should be in the chat now if you pull it up using Command Discord. Alright. the very last thing that I need to shout about, and then you'll be free of me, at least as long as the intro, is the viewer discretion warning. Viewer discretion is advised. Twisted Veil is intended for mature audiences, and it can engage with some triggering themes. Now, at Ink and Lyre, we love each and every one of you very much, and if anything I say here sounds like I don't feel like I'm up for it tonight, or this isn't something that I want to interact with myself, not right now. Totally understand. Your brain comes first. You as a person comes first. We'll see you next week, my guy. Um, yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of list out things you might want to be on the lookout for tonight. Violence, gore, drug use, various adult themes, adult language, sickness, horror, various phobias. Something might happen to the horses, but I'm really hoping nothing happens to the horses. Uh, and unless there's anything else that Brent you want to throw in, I'm gonna toss it back to you.
No, that covers it up pretty good. So let's saddle up, put on those hats, and let's dive in. We got a lot to get through. So, where we last left off, our party reconvened in a small saloon where they met the man called Sue. There, he informed them that he could get them back into the mines, but first they needed to take care of a mole problem. Somewhere in Innocence, a spy has been feeding the guild information and apparently killed the man who discovered the secrets of the mine. Until this spy is rooted out, going back into the mines is too dangerous. Banding together, the party set out to find the fate of the poor victim, Rishu. First, they headed over to Dr. Agatha Lee's, where they discovered a second body sharing Rishu's last name, Chitty. After hearing about possible nefarious actions within Odette's, they investigated to find that Rishu had a child with one of the workers. Sadly, the worker was threatened that terrible things would happen if she continued to have contact with Rishu. During the night, Nemo had a visit from an old, thin, tall friend. And our story picks up there. It is the morning. You guys are awoken from sun piercing through the windows. The smell of bacon is flowing up from the downstairs of Odette's. And the scene is yours.
I know that Nemo did not sleep for the rest of the night. She just kind of. You also would have noticed that she did not decorset herself. She stayed fully in her clothing, shoes on, sitting cross-legged on her bed the entire night. And she will, when the light starts streaming in, just kind of glance down to see if Frey is awake.
Right, definitely didn't sleep through the night either. He tried to act like he did, so we'll see if that was convincing enough. But he's gonna act like he's waking up, just kind of sit up and crack the old neck and just morning.
Good morning.
You
How was your night?
it was restful. How was your night?
The same.
Frey's gonna wait this one out. He doesn't want to dig.
A very long silence commences as we just stare at each other.
Well, smells like bacon, and I just start walking.
What'd you do with the letter, Nemo?
It's in a pocket in my skirt.
Okay.
Yeah. I think.
Okay.
I think I'll just stare after Frey as he leaves the room, and then at the last second say, excuse me.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate your. I'm glad you slept well.
I'm glad you did too. And just so you know I don't know you very well, but I got your back if you need me. Now I walk.
Frey will find Meave already downstairs with, presumably, if obtainable, a cup of coffee.
They have coffee. You have a small tin metal plate laid out in front of you that has 1 egg and 1 piece of bacon.
And coffee.
And coffee. But
Brilliant.
Not in the metal tray.
That would be horrific, and I'm glad that it's not in a metal tray. And Meave just has a book out and is scribbling in it, so.
How's the coffee today, Meave?
It's coffee.
Perfect.
Have a seat. Get some food. I reckon everyone else will be down shortly, seeing as the sun's up.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, Toby?
He wakes up. This is the best sleep he's ever had in his life. A soft bed. Oh my God. He hasn't had that in weeks. Gets up, does a stretch, looks over at Nemo. Did you, that was the best sleep I ever had in my life. Overheard you two have a conversation just now. Did something happen last night, or?
We slept very well. You sure
I mean, besides
okay?
that.
Are you still, drugged up or anything?
I don't think so.
Nah, you're feeling fine. It's worn off.
Yeah, we'll know after I get some coffee in me, but I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm ready to take on the day. I'm ready for some breakfast.
I need to tell Ellie too, so I'll talk, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later, but everything's fine, so don't worry about it.
Okay. I feel like I got something I want to say to Ellie too. We'll see if she's in a chatty mood.
She probably won't be, but we'll wait for an opportune moment, yeah?
Mm-hmm. When the gang's all here and everything. And with that, Tobias is still in his prison jammies, but it's, time to go downstairs and get some breakfast. Maybe see about a haberdashery or something.
Nemo's fucking hovering. She's like, can you walk? Do you need anything? It's like your whole leg situation. Are you going to just go down the stairs face first?
He tests his leg. There's maybe a little bit of a limp, getting up, but it seems like it's going to hold his weight a little bit well. I don't need you as a crutch or anything, but stay by in case of an emergency.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Breakfast.
And with that, it's time for breakfast.
All right. You guys make your way downstairs. Each of you are given a similar tin plate, 1 egg, 1 piece of bacon. When you sit down, Frey, Madame Odette sort of comes by and says, sorry about the portions. I know you're a grown boy, Frey, but cattle and whatnot's dropping left and right since we lost access to the mines. But we do what we can. Would you like some coffee, darling?
Of course I would. Don't you worry about the serving size. It's plenty for me. I'll definitely take that coffee.
Well, I just don't like people going hungry in my establishment. All right, coffee coming right up, and she goes. Like you can see, it's pretty dead right now. No one's really hanging out. Just the workers are there, and they're kind of taking care of things. They're cleaning the rugs, cleaning the windows. There's like a guy in slacks, shirtless, wax, suspenders, boiler hat, but he's like halfway into a piano, just like, how's that sound, right? And like there's a woman in a corset like, nope, still off tune. And they're just like kind of getting set up for the next night. But for the moment, the scene is yours. To bring us kind of back into the objectives at hand, you guys, so far all you know is when you visited Agatha Lee's, there was a corpse inside that shared Rishu's last name. That's it. The rumor that you heard from Joe Cooper, the bartender with Agatha, was that they were lovers, that he suspected something suspicious going on there. And then you also heard that, of course, at Odette, that there was another lover who was no doubt jealous and could have probably killed him. But you kind of solved that mystery and found out that actually, no, he had a child with this woman and was sending money, but never really went in to talk, was kind of doing it in secret because people who work in such an establishment, kids they're kind of frowned upon, but he was doing the best he could. And then, of course, she received a letter saying that, stay away from him or suffer the consequences, essentially. Her name being, it was Rosary. Thank you. I was going to say Rosemary. It wasn't Rosemary. It was Rosary. But yeah, so the leads you have left, there's, of course, more with Agatha because you kind of had a rough run around there. You haven't really talked to the mayor. There were some things about that with the mayor where perhaps he was going to run for mayor. There's an election coming up. And you can always go back to Joe Cooper, the bartender.
Maeve is going to lean into everyone as they're eating and say, so I don't know what you've got planned for today, but if we're trying to figure this out, I think our next idea is one of them, we've got to figure out who the other Cheddy is, if it was a father and what happened to him. And we haven't really talked to the mayor yet. There's a part of me that thinks he might not be involved at all, but we can't really rule anything out until we explore all our possible options, right?
Makes sense.
No argument there.
I mean, we know that the other Cheddy, their name was John de Cheddy, according to their toes.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They had a big beard and they were middle-aged. I don't know how old Rishu was, though. Did you get anything out of... I don't know how much you would remember, Tobias. Did Agatha seem, lovelorn?
I mean, I think it might have been the drugs she gave me, but I think the man that she loved was me, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. But
express there.
No, not overly lovelorn or anything. She was kind of by the book before the drugs kicked in, kind of emotionally detached.
I think that's something you'd be able to use to our advantage if we went back.
You could thank her for her wonderful work.
I could do that. Maybe I can get her away from her residence, and then we could have our sneaky individuals sneak in and see what they get.
Maybe. But I'm thinking we should probably see the mayor first, even if he has nothing to do with anything.
Just to rule him out then, yeah.
Frey, you live here. You have to have opinions about something. Is the mayor, like he sucks, right?
Yeah, I'm ready to talk to the mayor. I'm pretty sure the mayor did it, honestly, but that's just me.
Why do you think so?
people that have competition to take their power generally want to get rid of that competition.
Okay.
That would be a solid motivation, yeah. And the only other really solid motivation I can get out of a single person, well, nothing yet, but I think something was going on with John Doe's corpse and Agatha Lee, and that if there wasn't a sort of romantic situation happening between Dr. Lee and Rishu, that it might have had something to do with that instead. So there's something fishy there.
Yeah, because Rishi was supposed to be hanging around Agatha's house, right? Like they were getting places together.
After the pub.
Maybe.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say after the pub he was going over, which means he was going over late at night, which means if they weren't having a romantic tryst, then something definitely fishy was happening, right, Nemo?
Yeah, and if she's a necromancer, which she might be,
Right.
you have to do that at night, right? That's how that works? It has to be under the cover of moonlight, like maybe they were trying to bring his dad back from the dead.
Well,
I mean-
I have no idea about that, but I do know that there'd be less people to see it, right?
I mean, I know a thing or two about magic, but you know, you can do magic any time of the day you want.
It's less cinematic, though.
I mean, when you're trying to bring back the dead, are you trying to go for dramatic effect, or are you trying to go for raising the army? You know, do it at any time, doing people at lunch, you know, so no one's looking at you.
Can't you have both?
You could, but I mean,
I'm with her, yeah. I'd like both, personally.
I guess.
I'm just saying, talking to dead people is a lot more interesting in the right setting.
Why, you talk to dead people a lot?
I'm an archaeologist. It's practically all I do.
That makes sense.
You actually talk to them? Is that what being an archaeologist is, talking to bones?
Well, that is a little bit of an oversimplification. A lot of it involves studying and making assumptions or conclusions, and some of it involves digging as well. But at the very least, I could say I'm talking for dead people.
She also talked to a wall when we were looking for him. I point at Toby.
I was reading Frey
Well,
out loud.
didn't look like words to me.
Just because it's not in your language, isn't it?
That's
I-
fantastic.
May I talk to Madame Odette? Is she around?
Yeah, everyone's
Um,
kind of on the main floor working.
I want to ask her: is there a place for a spare change of clothes? Like, is there a place I can procure something that it's not? We are going to see the mayor after all. We have to look somewhat presentable.
She looks at you in your jail skivvies and says, "Darling, a lot of the things I have around here for gentlemen are to accentuate certain assets. I might have a tight pair of pants and some suspenders, but shirts kind of off the table."
I mean, yeah. Okay. So how about in town? Is there anywhere that's like, this is a town? People need new clothes every now and again.
Oh yeah, there's a general store around the corner. You might be able to find something there for like a script.
I'm down. That sounds pretty good. How about we hit, to address the group, how about we hit the general store first, and then second we'll hit the mayor.
Incredible. They let you keep your own money in jail.
I mean, I was going to ask my best friends in the whole wide world to spot me a script, but
Yeah. Fine, yeah.
considering I did buy you pizza, pasta, a few things, a dinner's
Yeah.
on me, so
No,
What
but
in
you're
the
a deeply,
same
deeply
hell?
wealthy man, so.
I was once.
Have you not had pizza? You've never been to the city, right?
No.
Right. So if you ever get to go, you should try a pizza. It's very cosmopolitan. Anyway, I think you should get the pants from here, because if we're trying to do the thing with Agatha, you need all the help you can get.
She's got a point.
I mean, they sound real cheap down the way, as the general store and the tailor is the undertaker runs it, so he's getting clothes all the time and sells them for a reasonable price.
Maybe he'll stock a pair of helping pants. Nothing wrong with giving a guy a little help every now and then. Yeah, let's go see the Undertaker / general store, and we'll have ourselves a grand old time. Or the Dr. Lee will see what happens.
You're creeping.
All right, you guys head out into the blazing early morning sun. The sky is tinted with that classic orange. You can see the heat boiling off the sand in the distance. Easy, short walk, few buildings down, and you see a single sign that says Undertaker and General Store. And it's one building. Half of that building, the porch is lined with coffins, and the other half is a nice clean porch with a rocking chair that leads up inside. You go inside, there's a few canned goods. It's pretty barren as far as food goes, but there are quite a few suits, dresses hanging up. They look a little worse for wear. Behind the desk is an older man. He has the classic Picard crown of hair. His face looks very, very chapped, and he steeples his fingers and says, "Yes? Are you here to bury someone or buy something?"
We are here to make a purchase, my good friend. I'm looking for a pair of decent clothes. You look like the kind of guy to help me out.
Oh, of course. We've had some new arrivals with the living dropping like flies lately. This one came in quite fresh a few weeks ago. And he points to sort of a classic brown suit that has the elbow patches. It's a little threadbare in areas, but it has like a nice check pattern of red.
Okay, it's a little scholarly with the elbow patches. I like that. Maybe the doctor might like that too. How much for this one?
For this one, 75 shillings / 75.75 script. Because I'm so bad at remembering the actual money stuff.
Pence, right? I think it was 75 pence. Yeah.
Might have been pence. Whatever 3/4 would come to.
Mm.
I can say it came from an educated gentleman, and you seem to be an educated gentleman yourself. Clothes need a new owner, after all. They missed their misters and mistresses.
I've been to school once or twice. Let me look the part. He's gonna look over at Nemo. Nemo, my bestest friend in the whole wide world, who came all the way to bust me out of jail.
I did. Wow, that is true.
Would you do me one final favor and lend me 75 cents to buy this fine suit?
Okay, yeah, I will.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Something
drop
fierce.
it on the table for him.
So I'm gonna take the change. I'm gonna put it on the table. I'm gonna be so Mr. Undertaker, sir. What's your name actually?
Mr. Noble.
Mr. Noble. That's a fine name you got there.
Thank you.
My name is Tobias Chetty. I came to this, I ran into a bit of trouble, but I came to this town, looking for my brother, Rishu. I was wondering, I know he had died, but I was wondering if you could tell me, he must have come this way, on his way out. Can you tell me how he died?
You say that, and immediately, once you give your name, he pulls out like a thick journal and just begins to flip through very slowly. Chetty. Oh, yes. There are two chetties in Innocence, both scheduled to enter my care, which means you would be quite an anomaly.
How so?
Well, being scheduled to be in my care. Should I be sensitive with the topic? They're dead. They're dead. They're going to the back room. And judging by it, doesn't look like it's going to be a very profitable death. You're lucky with that suit. It's rare we get something without bullet holes or blood stains. Fortunately, the victim died of choking. Couldn't swallow his food.
Okay, that's interesting. Do you know where he died? He was choking, so he was either at the saloon or at his
The man who owned your suits or the Rishu brothers?
brothers. Right, my brothers, of course. The Rishu brothers. I have two brothers who were here.
There are two Rishus in the town. Being a third would mean that my bookkeeping was not on par, and my bookkeeping is
Listen, I
always
don't
on
know if you're
par.
deaf, but he was pretty clear that he had come from out of town looking for his family.
An unregistered individual. Well, please step right this way. Are you going to be staying with us long? I would like to take your measurements just in case. The Rishus, well, the Chetties, haven't had much luck in this town. Better safe than sorry. Always be prepared, I like to say.
You have given me some fine information, so I'll oblige you.
Now then, I understand how family members can miss the dearly departed. And like he's like kind of, putting your arms out and taking your measurements. And at the same time, like, now make sure you don't get this suit dirty. I'd like to have it back.
Nemo's gonna heckle. Just to paraphrase it, when he said choking, he's talking about the guy that owned Tobias' suit, not about the Chetties, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
So this guy's giving us nothing.
It's
He's
becoming
He's
not
not talking
yet.
about the Chetties.
Yeah. So the guy who choked owned the suit. He's
okay.
kind of selling his wares of like, people die, I take their clothes and I sell them. You're lucky because usually there's blood stains or bullet holes, but this victim choked, so that's really nice. But
Okay.
when you're talking about the Chetties, he's been reluctant to give information because there's two Chetties in town. But once you've started to stress that, oh, he's a visiting Chetty, he's opening up a bit more.
Okay. For a hot second, I thought you were telling me that this was Chetty's suit and Chetty had choked, and now I'm wearing.
No.
Wearing
Okay.
your own brother's suit.
Yeah.
My God.
Maeve
We're Malifaux, make ends meet,
Maeve clears their throat and says,
Yeah.
well, actually, I was going to ask my friend here, when you were informed of their death, they didn't say how they died to you, did they?
Usually the bodies go to the doctor first, and I have received neither. They're scheduled, though it seems Mr. Rishu is late to his grave.
You haven't got either of them in then. I suppose you'll have to find your closure with Dr. Lee, Tobias.
Okay, good thing that's where we're heading up later today. You've been very helpful, I guess, Mr. Noble.
Thank you. I have several nice-sized coffins picked out if you decide to follow the steps of your belated family.
Okay.
Don't worry, you'll be in good hands.
Don't worry, if I die, I know exactly the undertaker to tuck me in. With that,
Sleep
Tobias is
tight.
With that, Tobias is probably going to head out wearing his spick and span new used suit.
It's fortunately the color pattern isn't too much, but when you look closely and you see the check and the elbow patches and that little bit of red in the sun, it kind of look a little bit like a used car salesman. It kind of got that vibe going on a little bit. But in like darker rooms, the dark red just blends in with the brown and it looks like a nice brown suit.
Okay.
As they head out, Maeve is just going to make some casual conversation, and door will close and they'll go, so did you know that embalming actually is not something that was just invented recently? I mean, we've only started using it again recently, and only for the people with you.
You muted yourself.
You mute.
Oh,
Halfway through
They
the
were
sentence.
so excited.
They were so
They
excited.
muted themselves. You did it again.
You're on me. Yep.
how am I doing that?
Mute.
All right. So essentially, no, they're saying. So did you know that embalming actually isn't a new process? Of course, there's new processes now that it's starting to come back in fashion, of course. But it was done by the ancient Egyptians originally. Well, and several other cultures. I don't want to discount them as well. But for example, there are Chinese mummies. Just, I get the feeling this might not be the right crowd for this discussion.
No, you could talk to me as much as you want about embalm.
Oh yeah, it's when you
Embalming?
preserve the body after death.
Why would you want
Okay.
to do that?
Well, people are sentimental. And, bodies go bad so quickly that if you preserve them after death, then their family members can say goodbye to them.
Is it easier to talk to the bones if they're, embalmed?
Oh, well, you see, that would sort of be more of a recent thing, wouldn't it? And being that I'm an archaeologist, usually by the time I get to the bones, they're just bones. Unless they're mummies, and then they're bones and some odd bits of tissue, and brain in a jar, usually.
Never born do
Right.
much embalming with the creepy dolls and stuff.
Neverborn are a bit different depending on the just like a human, for example, just depends on the culture. So what people do depends on who they are, what they believe, that sort of thing.
Where I come from, we burn our dead.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, the wisest course of action. Fewer zombies running around.
Indeed.
So where are we going to go to the mayor's next? Is that the plan?
Unless you want to hear about how they pulled the brains out through the nose.
Nah, let's check out the
Nice.
mayor's.
All right. Yes, the mayor's. of
Save that
course.
story for another time.
Sorry, it's just very fascinating.
But maybe we'll learn about it over dinner. How about that?
Oh, dinner. Yeah, that sounds like you're joking. That was a joke. Maybe not while we're eating. Some people don't have strong stomachs.
Yeah.
We head to the mayor's.
Okay.
Club.
You guys make your way to
Yeah, are we
Mayor.
walking or do we go get our horses?
Damn it, I gotta get Callie.
I want to see this beautiful horse.
How far away is Callie? Like, how good of a walk is this? I can't remember.
Walking, it's probably 5 or 6 hours.
Ah, damn it. Callie will be fine for a little bit. I don't know if we have time. She'll live off dirt and trees and whatever.
All
Do you
that
think-
desert grass,
Do you think there's someone around that would, that could use a couple script? We could maybe hire them to bring the horses back.
Not a bad plan. Yeah, I got a guy. Brent, do I have a guy?
You know someone.
I know a guy.
Sure.
No, okay.
We can say for a couple script. Yeah.
Clive.
Jeez, man.
Clive, get over here. Not
One
Clive.
script. For one
Full
script,
script?
one full script. Someone will happily ride on over to the guild camp and get your horse.
Wonderful. Clive's going to get my horse.
Beautiful.
Brilliant.
So you guys make your way to the far end of the single street of this town. There you see the two-story buildings with the pillars. There's sort of the steepled roof with the clock face. And of course, a little ways in front of it is the well, very familiar to some of you, not so much others, with its elegant stone architecture and the headless cherubs perched on it. You make your way past that, up the steps of the front door, and there are two men in long dusters, classic cowboy hats, standing there with rifles in their hands, and they say, "What's your business?"
Howdy, we're here to see the mayor.
"Why?"
We got to talk to him. We're looking for somebody.
They look at each other. "Odette's is over there if you need company."
Not that kind of somebody.
Not that kind of somebody, friend.
Let me step in here real fast. Gentlemen, we are I'm looking for my any information about my brother Reshu Chetty. He's I understand he died. I'm looking to, collect any settle his debts and everything, things like that. And the mayor's the best place to talk to about that, I hear.
They look at each other. "I thought both the Chettys were dead."
I'm from out of town. You didn't hear there's a big Chetty family out on the other side of the breach.
"Why'd you come here?"
To settle his debts. I know it's a bit above your pay grade, but
Keep up.
My family never been like, "I know, who the fuck would run out here to settle debts?" "Stay here." One of them goes inside, and the other guy's like, he's gonna ask the mayor.
Fair enough.
Few moments of awkward silence go by. The guard starts to whistle out of tune real bad and just kind of rock back and forth, not making eye contact. Does not like this situation. Not a people person. Eventually, someone comes back down and says, "All right, head on in. Make it quick."
Did Nemo have the opportunity during this long, awkward silence to disappear from the group, jog around the outside of the house, and reappear in the group?
I'm gonna say, roll me a stealth check. It's gonna be a target number 10. It's gonna be disadvantage because it is midday. There's nothing to hide behind. You might be able to kind of duck below the railing, but there's a good chance he's gonna see you. If he sees you, you just can't do it. He's like, "Hey, where you going?" And that's the end of it. It's not gonna be you get shot or anything.
Did we reset the deck? Is that the concept, or?
Sure. Let's reset the deck. Everyone draw a damn card.
Okay.
All right.
It's 5 tops for your twist deck, right?
You draw. Yeah, you can have up to, I believe, 4 in your hand, or is it 5?
I think it's 5.
I think it's 5, yeah.
You have up to 5 in your hand, but you just draw 1 from your twist deck.
Okay, so with disadvantage, I got okay, so wow.
Can't cheat it.
I know, I threw things all around though. Okay, so I got a 5 plus 7 is the 12 of rams.
Yeah. You manage to, at some point when he's whistling, awkwardly trying not to make eye contact, you quickly duck and move around because it's a bit raised. There's that sort of deck that goes up, and you just kind of hide behind the deck. And he looks and goes, "Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wasn't there one more of you?"
I think you were counting your friend there, but you went inside, so obviously there's this same number, right? You got to subtract 1.
Yeah.
It's a nice rifle you got there. What kind is it?
This right here's a 1918 or 1902 1876 calabaster. It is real rare. They wanted to distribute it during sort of the cleansing back in the Americas, but unfortunately they said it was a little too powerful, for the likings of lesser men. Little too much of a kick. And he just like starts going on and on and on, completely distracted when you ask him about his gun that he's very, very proud of.
Maeve is
Nerd.
just staring. Maeve is just like,
Goodness. All right. Eventually, the guy comes.
I'm just checking for back doors, windows, anything open, cellar door. I'm not trying to get into anything. I'm just doing a perimeter.
There's a few things you notice. First of all of the windows have bars. Every single window has bars. Like you can peek into them, and you see what the players see as they begin to enter. That the manor is large but simple. It looks like it was designed for opulence, but there is a severe lack of furniture that makes it feel like a warehouse that was never quite finished. There's minimum decor, minimum everything. It looks like, it was meant to have couches and paintings and everything, but it's just, there might be a couch here, barren wall. Occasionally you can even see like where like the sun bleached or like darkened the wall over time and a picture was moved, like where that picture would have been from like the dissuasion of color. That's a word I made up, by the way, dissuasion.
Word.
Adding that to the dictionary right now.
Yeah, thank you. Dissuasion. But for the most part, yeah, it's a little bit barren. And like you're going around Nemo and you kind of got to hop up a little bit and you're looking in and you're just seeing all these different empty chambers. Sometimes you see an area that has a little bit of furniture with, sheets pulled over it. Meanwhile, you guys are led up to the mayor. The mayor, you've never seen the mayor, Frey. You've heard about him. He kind of likes to keep to himself. He's been the mayor. He's won, 3 elections in a row. He is a big dude. Not nearly as tall as you, but very thick. There are a series of scars running along the side of his face that makes it look almost mutilated. Like, not only did he get cut, but like the flesh got pulled back and hasn't really healed well. His eyes are narrowed at a piece of paper that he's writing, flips over, pushes to a stack, and continues writing. And he kind of looks up at you, and you can see that whatever wound he suffered is so bad that like a bit of his lip is also messed up. And occasionally he takes out like a silk handkerchief and pats the bit of spittle that continuously drips down. Well, you'll need something bothering me. I was told by my men that you have important business. And I don't know if you know this, but running a town of criminals isn't easy. So if the cat got your tongue, you can take your boot, kick yourself in the ass, and get the fuck out of my manor.
Excuse me, sir. I was muted for a second, but I wanted to ask about my brother Resh Uchetti. He's I understand he had died. I wanted to come here and settle his debts, maybe get the story, maybe, understand, what happened to him. I'm a little emotionally distraught about it. I hear this is the place to be, to get the facts.
Those cold blue eyes narrow on you, Toby. And he takes a big inhale, and when he does, you can hear a gargling in the damaged throat peeking out of the collar. Give me a deception check.
Okay.
Because unlike the rest of these yahoos around here, he doesn't quite believe you. It's going to be a target number 10.
Target number 10. Okay.
This man has a stat block. He's a threat.
I know. Fuck. Let me blow
Dude,
my
he came to
8.
play.
This one's got a
I
couple
rolled an
markers.
ace, but fuck, I gotta use my 8. So that's gonna be, and it's target number 10. Goddamn. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Chetty in town. All right. What do you want to know? Rishu. He was a fucking idiot, a drunk, a dreamer who spent too much time at the bar and never paid his tab.
Really? I was just at the saloon, and they had a different story. I was wondering why he never paid his tab. Do tell. Was he was always drunk, but they kept giving him alcohol?
He was a big mouth. A lot of talk running around this town about his death. If you ask me, the saloon owner probably shot him because he was sick of giving him free drinks he never paid off.
Mr. DM, sir, may I make a scrutiny check on that statement and him in general?
Sure. That is going to be a target number 9.
9. Lucky for me, I rolled another 14.
You can tell 2 things. One, the way he talks and when his eyes narrow and his teeth clench through the damaged lips, he really does not like this person.
Mm-hmm.
There's a venomous way he talks about Rishu. And you think you might be able to, there's more there. It's not just like, he was a drunk. There's something personal there as to this man despising Rishu.
Okay.
Meave is gonna nudge Tobias quietly and say, "And your other brother, Jonda."
Of course, my other brother. I understand. I know I had 2 brothers in town, but one of them is dead. 2 of them are, and then another one died. That news that hit me was just terrible. Mr. John DeChetty. Look at my notes real fast. He died too. What happened to him? Like, can you tell me how both of them died? Can you tell me, was Jonda the responsible one? I've been haven't had conversation with him in a little while. How was Jonda?
Well, Rishu found him in the street. Someone reported him. But we came out, the body was missing. Your brother Jonda died a few days later, trying to get back into the mines when the guild showed up. Snake bit him. Snake bites right on his ankle. Didn't get back in time to get the antidote.
Okay, Jonda died by snake bite. After
Rishu.
Rishu.
Yeah, after Rishu. Rishu was found in the streets. It was reported, and then when people came out to collect the body, it was gone.
Okay. Right, he didn't choke. Right. Okay. Okay, so we don't know. So do you know where? So you don't know where his body is, Rishu?
Why are you coming into my town?
I told you to hear the story about my brother, to
Nah.
settle his debts.
I don't believe that. People out here are criminals. It's a long, long ride. You could send a messenger to settle a debt, send money in an envelope.
Trust the messenger to come all the way out here to a town of criminals? I got my posse with me. I think it'll be good.
Mayor, this is a
Begging your
man
pardon.
looking for his brother.
Yeah, begging your pardon, sir, but sending a money envelope in a money to a town of criminals isn't a great idea either. That's why he brought us with him, because he needed backup.
Look, all right. Your brother was shit. He was a shit man, a shit worker. I don't know what happened to him. His corpse was found in the middle of the street. I'm not sure who found the body, but they came here. They told my guards, and when we showed up, there was nothing but blood stains. Someone took the body. Sounds suspicious.
I know I'm not in this scene, but did he just perjure himself? A couple minutes ago, he said Jonda found the body, and now he's saying he doesn't know who found the body.
No, he talked about Jonda's body, but Jonda never found the body.
Okay, so who found the body? Because Jonda tried to go back into the mine. That was after. All right, Mr. Mayor, who found the body?
That way we
Yes.
can ask them and stop bugging you.
Exactly.
Most of the time, if a corpse falls into the middle of the street, Dr. Lee gets her hands on it. She's sort of cleanup, I guess you could say, when folks drop, which is quite frequent around here. You want to know? You talk to her. All I know is my men went out to do their due diligence and nothing was there.
And in the matter of settling your brother's debts, Tobias, it sounds like we'll need to talk to the bartender.
Yeah, it sounds like where all the money has got to go in this big fat wallet I got. Time to head out.
Good luck and good riddance. You would have made a shit mayor idiot for even asking to do such a thing.
I mean, I know you didn't like him, but the dead deserve a little respect. He died in the street.
I don't shed a tear for the dead. I shed a tear for the living. It takes a tough man to run this shithole. And like most people of innocence, gotta be tough. You would have been lazy, drunk, and ran this place into the ground. The people need me. Right now, we got a murdering party just a few miles outside of this town, and I'll be fucking damned if I let the guild come in here and take what I built within our street with sweat and blood.
Yep, we've got no love for the guild either, Mr. Mayor. It was thank you for the information, and it seems like your town name's a bit ironic, really.
Ain't that the greatest goddamn joke you've ever heard? Innocence, they call it. Nothing but convicts. Innocence. And he wipes a little bit of spittle. See yourself out.
Mayor.
Gonna nod to the mayor and head out. On our way out, we'll reconnect with Nemo.
I was kicking rocks in the dust outside the house.
You were kicking rocks. You were looking around. I'll say this was an irritable thing for you, Nemo, because it's the first time you've ever met a place where all the windows have bars.
Yeah. I'll say I spent some time in the back of the house trying to like climb up to the higher level to see maybe like the clock tower part has an opening. But I can't climb very well, so I just kind of fell back down the wall.
Sucks. Just like, this is the worst house ever.
Alright, so it sounds like we got to go back to the doctor, which, lucky for us, I look spick and span.
Yeah, take off the jacket.
You don't like it?
I'll unbutton the top for you, take off the jacket.
Ooh.
Oh, 9 yards.
Break it over your arm.
Okay.
Over
Right.
your shoulder.
Ah, yes, that's even better.
Oh no, we got to make a check on this.
Uh-oh.
What's the make handsome check? What's the make
Pickpocketing?
handsome check?
Bewitch?
Bewitch.
Oh.
Can I get one of you has to make a bewitch check with advantage because you're both doing it
Thank
to
God.
see if you
Can
if
it
you
be
can-
stitching? It's fashion. Can it be a stitching check?
stitching or bewitch. That's a good argument. Stitching or bewitch to see if you sexy up Toby a little bit.
Ripping seams with my
Nice.
teeth.
Damn.
Bewitch is charm. That's not me.
Yeah, no, Bewitch is definitely not Toby.
Let me
Fly his
see
way
if
out of a
I
paper
have.
bag, but
I don't
not
think I
charm.
have stitching, but if you have stitching,
Deanna does have stitching.
Yeah.
Stitching is it's tenacity, right? Sorry, all my stuff is all over the place. So
Maeve is
that
just
would
in the
be-
background, like shouting the occasional. Put it over there. Oh no, she's right. Like.
Like, I've been to the
Plus-
city. I know how to look good, and he's gonna look like he just walked off the train. But
14 of masks.
hey,
Ooh, a handsome man. You said it was
Ooh.
with advantage, right? Because we're both doing it.
Mhm.
If it's straight, it's a 12. So either way.
With
but-
advantage, there's a few things you notice. First of all, it's missing a few buttons. Also, the buttons are on the wrong side. This is a lady's jacket. But you're like, you know what? We can pull this off. We can pull this off. You know, you're like, okay, we gotta lose the jacket because it is a lady's jacket and it's missing a few buttons. And then like you straighten the collar,
Thought it was
and like you can
form-fitting,
see
but-
there's like blood stains in his hair because he hasn't showered yet, and you're doing like the mom fun, like, all right, got to get the blood stains out a little bit.
I have to
lick
get
your thumb
Meave
and
to
go.
come over and do that because
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I
Meave.
can't do that. So,
Not a single problem. Maeve's like, I've got this.
Oh yeah, just like
Trust
the
me.
lions do it,
Yeah, well, listen, we don't have much available, and it's still better than being caked in dry blood. Come here.
But eventually, like, you get him to the point, you straighten the suspenders that came with it, straighten the collar a little bit. Like me, like you have some whiteout in like your little writer's kit, and there's like just like these nasty yellow sweat stains around the collar from like the old wearer, and you're like, oh, you just freaking painting that over. And at the end of the day, looks like he has like a nice brand new suit, button-up shirt with a collar rolled up. You roll him up to the the elbows, show off those forearms a little bit.
All of my how much might do I have? All my negative might.
Not a lot of might, but you know what? It's sexy when it's rolled up to the shoulder, buddy.
Of course.
You look a little more casual now, a little bit more like a approachable
All the way to the
man.
shoulder.
I manhandle Tobias so that he's facing Frey, and I go, 10. Frey? Yes?
God damn! I take my hat off and I start fanning myself with it. You look so good.
Very nice.
You know, I think it's rubbing off on me. I think I feel pretty good. It might still be the drugs wearing off, but
Plus 10 confidence.
yeah.
We'll relax, perhaps somewhere around the town square area, inconspicuously. And if we happen to see you leave, we might have a peek. But if you can't get her out, just get the information out of her.
I'll see what I can do. And he's gonna stroll up to Dr. Lee's office.
You know,
Agatha Lee. Gotta get the name right.
Tobias might be dirty, but he got those boyish good looks, right? And like at this point, like the thin facial hair he used to have has sort of grown in over the weeks because he hasn't gotten a shave. But there's like this nice, beautiful, small, just trimmed beard, better than I could ever grow.
Ah, damn. I was just about to say, do I have the Brent? Do I have the Brent theory?
No, the Brent is terrible because the Brent can't grow hair on his cheeks. You got the full shit, brother. You got stuff I wish I could grow. Just looking sexy. You go up.
A lumberjack beard. Let me get
You
it.
see the sort of disheveled building a little bit. Give a little tap, tap, tap. Door opens. You see like the frayed hair, the glasses hanging low on the nose as Dr. Luke looks out, looks you up, looks you down. Checking you out, definitely. At least you think until she says, "You're not injured." Slams the door.
Is there enough time to stick my foot in the door real fast?
Absolutely. Just
I'm gonna
boom, slams on your boot.
Didn't hurt, but doctor, you helped me out yesterday. You helped me out, and it might have been the drugs, but I just wanted to show my appreciation. I was wondering if you would do me the kindness of letting me buy you a drink. Being a doctor, it is stressful work. Everyone needs to take a break every once in a while, and let me show you a time for right now. How about that?
She looks you up and down again, but this time the eyes linger a little bit more. And she says, "You're not injured. I am a doctor, and I have to be ready for all of my patients, handsome boy."
Doctor. If you don't let me take you out, I'll have a broken heart. Then you'll have to look at me.
I will.
Give me a target number 8 bewitch check.
The witch. Oh god.
Hot damn, that was.
Yeah, buddy. Let me give you that 11 of masks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like you see this woman who she's the classic look of like she's attractive but just doesn't. She's lost her own work. She's living in a town full of fucking criminals. Probably a little bit obsessive about being a doctor, disheveled.
But if she took off her glasses and took down her hair,
Yes. If she were to do that, she would be beautiful. No, she's attractive in her own right.
Mm-hmm. A solid 7.
Oh, gee, no.
Yikes.
That's horrible, but
She's an attractive woman who is going through a lot right now and is very obsessed with her job because she lives in a city full of murderers and criminals. But when you say that, there's a little smile that quirks up, and she sort of looks away. Well, as a doctor, I have to make sure that everyone in this town is taken care of, and a broken heart would not do. And she, quickly looks behind her shoulder. I'm sure I could step out for a little bit, but if there's any gunfights or shots, have to come back. Mr. Tobias, was it?
Mr. Tobias, that's me. Don't worry. If there's any gunshots or anything, I'll protect you. I got a positive might score. That's a lie, but it's fine.
She sort of like giggles a little bit and says, "Oh, you're sweet. Most people in this town will eat you alive, but you're also handsome, and that is not a problem." And she steps out and she pulls out like a chain of keys and just begins to lock the series of padlocks running up this door, and holds out her hand. And shall we?
Let's take a stroll. And he takes her arm and leads her all the way back to the saloon for a lovely date.
Okay. For all intensive purposes, the Dr. Lee is distracted. You guys have gone back to the saloon, and she's having the time of her life. When you are offered drinks, she's like, "Let's mix a few, shall we? I have some embalming liquid that usually leaves a nice tingle on the tongue."
Okay. I didn't know you were so wild, Doc. Let's see what you got.
Well, a girl has to do what she can when she's living alone in this place.
Hell is with you people and embalming? My God.
That's why me was so into it.
This is back at the saloon. Meanwhile, the rest of you guys are outside. Like, you just see she is enchanted with Tobias and just sort of like blushing slightly. And when Tobias isn't looking, you guys are watching it. But like when he's like looking to the side, she's like quickly trying to like straighten the hair a little bit. Very, very impressed with this handsome boy. And the floor is yours on how to get into there.
Nemo
Look at
spent
the
a
other-
good 20 seconds staring at the dirt,
Oh.
and then she's gonna go for that back window.
You get to the back window. You can see that now there are wooden shutters over it, and when you just like gently push your hand against them, there's the rattling of chains from the other side.
So she noticed something. I did get a black joker, so that tracks.
Your break-in was noticed, and extra precautions have been taken to keep ne'er-do-wells, hooligans out.
How many stories is this place?
It's just one story.
It's just one story. Okay.
What
Is
was
there
your
a
visitor
chimney?
say?
Oh,
There,
maybe oh, sorry. I think I've
is
got a
there a
delay.
chimney? Here's what I'm gonna say. That's a good question.
How does she keep
Because-
her house warm?
Ho, ho, ho,
Well,
bitches.
Normally in a doctor's office, I would say no, but
It's like her house.
things are repurposed all the time.
Yeah.
You're asking. Here's my argument. You're asking, how do you keep your house warm in hell? In
Damn it.
double sun, orange. It's always hot, my dude.
It gets
a-
cold.
But
It gets cold at night.
It
does
gets a
cold at
little
night.
chilly at night, but not cold enough for everyone. It's like Seattle, right? Very few
Sure.
places have air conditioning because usually you don't need them. So
Like,
But
how
what we're
is
gonna
that
say-
like Seattle?
We were both
Most
very
places-
confused for a minute.
most places in Seattle don't have AC. You know this, I know this.
Yeah.
Because of the weather. But here's what we're gonna say: some people, for their own purposes or businesses, may have a chimney, and since you don't really build new buildings a lot around here, it could have been repurposed. So we're gonna flip it. If it is even, yes, it has a chimney. It is a building she has bought that's been repurposed that had a chimney originally. If it is odd, no.
I am gonna lean on Zack for that.
All right, let me be the flip of God over here.
Nave's gonna look at Frey and say, she's kind of cute. I kind of hope she's not a necromancer, really.
I hope the same damn thing. That's
All right.
She is drinking embalming fluid. It's a little worrisome.
I've never
But-
tried that. Well, wait, we don't know that.
yeah, it's in the bar. It's in the bar. You don't know.
I'm sorry.
With 8 even, as I said, at one point in time, you can see that there's the remains of a frame, just like little stubs sticking up, and you think that this might have been a blacksmith at some point, making horseshoes and whatnot, but it got repurposed into a doctor's office. All the wood that made sort of the awning where you would do the smithing was just eradicated, broken down, as well as the stone, but you have just like the stubs that are probably buried 10 feet into the ground, still sticking out. And you look up, and there is a chimney on the top.
Okay. Before I propose using my body as a human ladder, I would like to do a notice check to see if there are any ladders around.
Going to have to toss me.
I will toss her for sure.
Roll a target number 9 notice check.
12 rams.
Okay.
Is there a ladder?
No,
Damn it.
unfortunately, there's no ladder. Like you
That's
might
all right.
you might be able to go over to the actual blacksmith that now lives in a different building.
Nah, I don't want to ask questions. Nah.
He's gonna make you a ladder.
Nemo. Let's do this.
Throw me.
Mind you, it's a
hold
western
my arms
town.
up.
It's not a tall roof. It's not tall.
I'm 4'10". I can't get up there unless he throws me.
You
Well, you
know,
could get on his shoulders.
yeah.
I
And then kinda-
could. Okay.
All right, fine. Climb.
All right. Frey ducks down. You crawl onto these shoulders, and Nemo, like, that's hard muscle, man. This guy, he got like the bodybuilder freaking like extra muscles above the shoulder.
She uses my traps.
Traps?
As a rung of a ladder.
Traps. Yeah. Dude's built like a shit brick house for sure. Easily, this is very
Why would
light
they
for you,
shit
Frey.
brick house?
I'm not sure he's saying that right, but
It's brick shit house, but
I
he
think
said
it's
it
on
several
purpose.
times as brick
No,
as
it's good.
shit brick house.
Just mix them around. That's all.
It's a house made out of poop that you keep all
Listen,
your bricks
I'll
in.
break down a shit
Who
brick
breaks-
house, all right? I can kick through that pretty easily. Anyway,
They're
when you guys
sun-hardened. Sorry.
when
So
you guys
Nemo
return to the
scared- Oh, go ahead.
I was to say, when you return to the poop tent, it is now made out of bricks because of what you did and how frightened those poor guild members are.
They
Nemo's
pooped
gonna
bricks.
skitter up like a little spider monkey or something, but then take an extra second, just like on the shoulders, freezes for a second, just a slight hesitation, and then keeps going and like jumps off onto the ceiling. Just this moment of, Beeve could probably see it. Just, oh my god, and then continue.
Maybe
Nemo, you like you kind of have to do this thing where you have to lean over on the waist and like army crawl a little bit to like get your footing. And immediately, like when your hands or your arms touch it, it's hot as hell, and you're like shit. And eventually, you get up to your feet. You make your way to the chimney. It's small. It's real small. You can fit down it. It's not going to be pleasant though, and you like immediately looking down, your fingers come around the edge, and it's just soot when you pull them back, and it dawns on you just the misery you're about to embrace.
I'm already
can do it.
goth. My clothes are black. I'm
Yeah.
good. The rest of me will also be covered in soot, but I'll look down at Meave and see if they're following me up or not.
Yes, why not?
You don't have to.
If I'll help. Two's better than one. I get out of a tight spot if we need to. Right, Freddie, you don't mind, do you?
Not at all.
Brilliant. Thanks. And we'll just kind of scramble up Frey, for lack of a better.
I'm so happy we have a tall ladder boy.
Yeah.
This is great.
I mean, y'all have rope, but why use that when you got Frey?
We have Frey.
Fine.
When Maeve gets up there, they're gonna be like, "Oh, shit!" And Frey, knock on the window if someone's coming.
You got it.
And they'll
Yeah, exit
Shimmy.
strategy is definitely something. I was thinking I'd go back up the chimney.
right.
Might be difficult to do two at once, but
We'll see what we can
hopefully
do.
I'll do.
We'll just have to make sure we rechain everything if we've got time, and then kind of shimmy upward in an upward sort of trajectory.
Yes. Right. Okay.
Right.
And then
Never climbed down a
just like
chimney before.
Dick Van Dyke, I will throw myself down the chimney. And
Athletics or acrobatics?
Forward.
It can't be evasion just because I'm so good at wiggling.
No. Target number 8.
Acrobatics is grace, right?
Acrobatics is grace.
Okay. Awesome. I got an 11 of tomes, so I use my brain to do it so good.
You start to move down. It's a tight fit. Like you are
The Grinch
pressing.
moment where my feet are above my head.
It's very Grinch. It's very Grinch where your knees are pressed against it and you're just shimmying down. And like as you do, just the caked layer of soot is falling down, coming on top of you. If you were to breathe, it would be a problem. But instead, you just taste it in your mouth. And like there's a point like where you're moving down and all of a sudden like your teeth are just gritting, like there's that sand in it, and you're like, ugh. And it's just like a glob of silly putty. It's just so thick with soot, and you make your way down and you look and you are just black. All of your skin
Yeah.
covered black, your hair is black. You shake and it just kind of falls off you into the fireplace, just completely black.
Once I'm a certain amount in that I started getting things, I would have called up to me to put something over your mouth, like fabric or bandana, something like that.
Right. Good call. I'm really glad you went first. And
I like
Meats.
blow some soot back up the chimney.
Right. And kind of pull up the shirt, and you said a target 8, did I hear?
Target number 8, acrobatics or athletics, which would
Okay.
be grace or might. You
might.
do not have either.
I do not. I am terrible at that, but I yeah. We'll see what happens. Okay, so this is the Black Joker, but yeah. So
Well,
Somebody's stuck in the chimney.
we
because we can't cheat the Black Joker.
no, because we did redraw. So, you begin to make your way down. You lose footing, slide down quickly. When you land, you come into a tumble, a roll. Soot goes everywhere. You're wiping it out of your eyes. She told you to put a cloth over your mouth. It didn't work. You got an entire lung full of soot. You're coughing. You're blind. You can't see anything. You're moving around. Nemo, you watch in horror as those shelves that are filled with organs and liquids. Meave is stumbling blindly. Whew, like 6 of them crash. And then she's like, or they're like, oh shit, and like reach to grab them again. Nope, still blind, not, and like the entire side wall, if you had any hope of sneaking in and out silently, it is ruined. There are organs just sort of plopped down like dead, rotted fish all over the floor, glass everywhere. At one point in time when they were turning, their dress got like caught and just pulled over an entire shelf. It almost looks like someone just straight up tried to break through the wall. There's so much shit everywhere. Frey, you're standing outside and you're just hearing all just everything.
I just do the classic.
Me was like, shit, fuck, shit. Okay, I'm done. I'm not moving. Those were the organs, weren't they? Oh, shit.
When you finally wipe away you see the horror that you have caused.
Oh, hell. Oh, hell. You should have gone down here alone. This was... I take full responsibility for... we're gonna have to figure out a way to take the suspicion off of Tobias. We need her to think. We need her to think that he's genuinely interested in her and that someone was just waiting to break in and it has nothing to do with him, or else we are losing our foothold and never do. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's see what we can find out. She's got Rishu Chetty's body somewhere in here as well. I bet you anything because it never came back, and Jaundice is here, and we gotta move. We gotta do something. Shit. Fuck. Well, I guess we don't have to worry about the chains anymore because she knows someone was in here, so we can just take the chains off and leave through the back window.
Somewhere nearby in a saloon, the doctor's talking about how many years she spent in her medical research to Toby. And that is where we are going to take our break.
Oh my god. That's
I love black jokers.
I know you do.
That was good. That was good. That was a good scene. Let's do it. Let's get back into it. Right off the bat. Neve and Nemo, you are inside a house wreck. Just a monstrous area of broken jars, liquids, flesh, organs poured all out over the place. In the center is the operating table with leather straps. There's a doctor's bag. And of course, there is the back room that you were in last time that had a corpse.
Mm-hmm. Yes. After Maeve's rambled, they're going to go, right, Rishu, and then go. Rishu and then go.
Yeah.
Can I get a... Can I do like a notice or investigation?
Yeah, give me a target number 8 notice check.
Okay, I can do that, hopefully. I shouldn't say that, I am the one that just pulled the Black Joker. Whoop, I'm gonna cheat that. I got a 6, which would put me at 7, so I'm gonna cheat it. With a 9 of tomes, that will put me at 10.
You look around this room, you're opening drawers and everything, and it's starting to dawn upon you. This is not an area that they keep their ledgers. You remember in the back room that you snuck into, there was a drawer you couldn't get in. But as you're opening with this notice check, you do find scrolls, scriptures, rituals that you easily recognize as necromantic. There is no doubt in your mind that this person is a resurrectionist, that they deal in the art of raising the undead or studying them, depending on where their circle of life comes from.
All right. So, Beef is going to look up from the papers they're sorting through and go, Nemo, Dr. Lee is definitely a necromancer, a resurrectionist, I imagine.
And you both know the severity of that. Especially you, Nemo, with knowing what death marshals do, that the guild is very big on every resurrectionist must be put in a coffin and obliterated. Removed from this plane of earth. All necromancy is heresy. It is terrible. It is a very, very evil, unloved thing.
For like the last 45 seconds or so, or however long it took me to run over and find these scrolls, Nemo had been standing in the living room or whatever room, staring at the things on the floor and seriously reconsidering her profession and her track record of stealth in the previous period of her life. But she'll come over. Anything about I don't know. I don't really know anything about it, but like there's sort of different ways of doing it, right? Like, is she a zombie type, bringing up zombies, or is she just kind of like wraiths and things, or like, you know, raising loved ones in their truest form, or?
Would I have any idea based on what I saw?
You've been around Malifaux enough to know that resurrection is resurrection. There are certain individuals who are insane and seek with a passion the desire to create life from the dead. And a lot of times it weighs on them. It makes them insane. It corrupts them. But there are other individuals who view it from more of a scientific method. It's very Mary Shelley, very Frankenstein, where you can rob bodies and maybe through science you can bring things back to life. It's this push and pull. You have the dark and you have the light.
All right. So yeah, Maeve is gonna say, well, I don't want to jump to conclusions or make any sort of assumption, but you know, resurrection's not good, no matter who's doing it or why they're doing it. But I, based on the jars and jars of organs, I would reckon that she's probably into it for the science. She's probably a woman of curiosity. I mean, we know it's not great and not allowed and potentially immoral and so on and so forth. But well, these scrolls and those animal parts that happen to be on the floor, there are, yeah, my suspicions were absolutely correct. There's no reason that she would have scrolls and scrolls of necromantic rituals unless she was a necromancer of some sort. She resurrects. She wants to resurrect. I don't know why.
The longer I nod at you, the longer you talk, I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go try the desk.
Yes, that's a good idea.
And Nemo is going to leave.
All right, so to get into the room with the desk, you have to pick at the door.
Alright. There's no chance I can get the black droger on this. What's my target number?
Target number 7, lockpicking.
Alright, I got a 15 of crows. Or I technically I have advantage. Yeah, I got a 15 of crows.
So
I take out my fancy little lock picking kit.
You easily sort of pick the lock and you're back in the room. The corpse is still there. The sheet is pulled back over it. The corpse of Rishu's brother, Jonda Chiletti.
Yeah.
And you see that desk that you weren't able to pick in the past. And you're not going to be able to pick it. It's whatever it is, it's a lock that is beyond your ability. But everything else is wrecked to shit.
Okay, so it's a desk, right? And it's a desk drawer.
Yes.
So the picking of it would be to be able to pull it out, right?
It's to pick the lock that releases it to pull it out.
Can I just completely unscrew the drawer from the desk, like just dismantle it?
Intellect or engineering.
Meanwhile,
I'm not that smart.
Meave over Nemo's shoulder is going to be chatting quietly, kind of like processing. It's like, do you think it's more or less suspicious if we get the bodies out and then we just set fire to the whole place? I mean, then she wouldn't know someone broke in, but she'd know that someone burned her house down. That's probably a bad idea. I think that's worse. That's probably worse.
She's a doctor. People could die. I got a 4 on my intellect check.
Solid point, Nemo. I'm very glad to have you to bounce these ideas off of.
Right.
Nemo, you're looking at the desk. You're not going to be able to get in there through lock picking. You're not going to be able to take it apart. There's another way to open a desk, and it's loud.
But I can't do that. I weigh 78 pounds.
Are you talking about breaking it?
Yeah.
I was thinking very loudly about it, yeah, but there might not even be anything in it. It's just I'm angry because I couldn't open it before.
Yes, and it's very locked. Yes. Do
you have a gun?
I've got a whip.
That's not going to help. Okay. I'm gonna body slam the desk with my tiny body.
Wait. What if
Frey, meanwhile, outside, you have been listening to just crashing, glass shattering, all sorts of bullshit, and then you hear like a pathetic thump.
You're not even gonna let me draw for it?
Maeve is gonna say, wait a minute, we've already blown everything. Why didn't we unchain the window and Frey and I can switch places?
Do you think he'll fit through the window? He's built like a shit brick house.
My God, you're right, he is. Well, he's definitely more likely to fit through the window than through the chimney, so we could give it a shot.
Right, sure. Yeah. Everybody in, you guys! Stealth mission's going great!
So Maeve is going to unchain the window and open it up and go, Frey!
What in the Sam hell are you people doing in there?
Can you fit through this window?
Sure, I'll try.
Okay, wait.
Do I have to flip anything to climb in a window?
It's a tight fit, but you're not.
I'll think skinny. Suck it in.
The window's not that small. Like you manage, squeeze through. You plop on the ground. Meanwhile, Toby.
Wait. I am going to crawl out of the window and go watch, so that we're not all inside, not knowing when they're coming back.
Maeve had suggested that they switch with Frey, so would you like me to go out, or would you like to go out?
Nemo doesn't want to be here anymore.
That's valid.
This looks like a job for the shit squad.
Maeve will live with their shame.
The poop bandits.
The poop bandits are back, baby.
This is a job for the shit squad.
we do have Ellie. Maybe Ellie could keep watch.
Ellie is standing being an NPC. That's not how that works.
Ellie's. Hey, Jake's mic isn't on, but he is here.
Ellie's standing watching the front. Meanwhile, I want to get back to Toby and his date.
No, the player is actually legitimately here.
Are you ready to roleplay, Jake?
Yeah, I announced. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
He doesn't look ready.
The DM says no.
I thought you were just listening. I got one
automaton. Just stand.
I have my nose in front of me. I'm sorry. I don't always look at the chat. Yeah, Ellie, you're watching all of this go down. The sound of crashing bottles inside, fray is called around back. As you are standing out front, you can see there's a few people, most of them very shady, just kind of looking suspiciously, leaning over, talking to themselves. A couple people have even like started to stand out front of the saloon, and they're just watching.
What you looking at?
Heard a commotion. Want to see what's gonna happen. Someone killing the doctor.
Not a show you're not supposed to watch. Move
Uh,
along.
Target number 8, intimidation.
Can I make it a leadership check instead?
Intimidation.
All right. What is intimidation? Well, doesn't matter.
Tenacity.
I will have to cheat this to get a 9 on it.
You say nothing to look at, move along, and this guy takes 2 steps towards you, pushes his duster back, and you see his pistol, and you do the same, and you stare him in the eye. Not worth it. And he just turns and keeps walking.
Ellie, I just continue to stare at the rest of them, kind of mad dogging the rest of them, just staring at them and just... Anybody else?
They kind of look at each other. There's a few whispers, and the few people watching begin to disperse. Meanwhile, back in the tavern, Toby,
Yes. Toby and his date.
Dr. Lee is not a woman who drinks very much. She is sort of leaning lazily onto the counter. So, Mr. Tobias,
Yes, Miss Lee. Yes, Miss Lee.
what is it? What is it? What is it you're passionate about? I mean, you got the looks, but you got the brains.
Besides you,
Stop it! You're making me blush. I'm tired of it. I mean, you're all empty words at this point.
I've been a reporter for a long time. I know. I'm passionate about the truth, if you will.
Discovery.
People gotta know. People gotta know everyone's secrets, if you know what I mean.
Me too. I mean, I'm passionate about the truth and discovery as well. You know, death is not infinite, and that's a hard pill to swallow. You know, you lose your family,
Mm-hmm.
people you love.
Yeah,
They
you just
die.
You just want to see him again, you know?
And what if we could do that?
That'd be great, but you know,
Shh. Your voice down. I mean, it's not what people like. What if we could do that? What if imagine you were happily married
mm-hmm.
and you had kids and you were in a city and they got sick and the guild came along and said you can't live here anymore, and they put you in an area with people who were more sick, and you couldn't be a doctor if you were there because you were infected. Hypothetical, right? I mean, hypothetical situation.
Of course, we're hypothetical. You know, not us, not anybody we know. Hypothetical.
Yeah, not you, not me.
No, of course not.
No. And they were in that area where they were dying, and you couldn't save them but you had a way to bring them back and talk to them.
If I could bring them back, I'd bring everyone back. I don't want people to have lose their loved ones over sickness, stupid things like that.
Your loved ones, your
them.
family, right?
Your family. If I could talk to my brothers again, Rishu and Jondi, I'd be Donda.
You know what it's like to send your family to death, to send them to the quarantine zone where they're gonna die.
Your family's in the quarantine zone?
Not my family. Not my
No,
family.
not your hypothetical family's in the quarantine zone? That's so sad. It's almost like they're dead already. You don't want to put them in the quarantine zone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like they're dead already. You're a good man, Mr. Tobias.
But they're not. They're just in the quarantine zone. There's still time. How we can get them out, can't we? Our hypothetical family members.
Yeah, they're not dead.
Not yet. We got time.
They didn't die in there. They're not dead. And she just sort of stares at the counter. Tears begin to stream down her eyes. Meanwhile,
I want to put my hand on her hand real fast. Just comforting.
it's one of those bleak, dark moments where like the hand is out and it doesn't pull away, and she's just staring at the counter, and you get the occasional like, and she's just not responsive anymore.
Aww.
Meanwhile, back inside, Frey, you you shuffle your way in. I believe it was Meave who decided to go out and leave Nemo inside.
Nemo's stage. She doesn't want a thing to do with this at this point, which is
I
fair.
mean, if Ellie is still outside, I would take a second. I'm stealing all of the scrolls, all of the necromancy shit, going in the pockets. If I can find anything else that's like a textbook or anything, I'll grab that.
I mean,
I'll do that on the side. Yeah.
the desk in the back is still closed, but like Meave shows you these scrolls and you're grabbing them, shoving them in. You don't got a lot of pockets because even
I
in
do.
19...
No, I had this tailored, and I could stitch it myself if he wouldn't do it. I've got pockets everywhere.
Damn, you smart woman.
I
wanted
had
to
this
shit.
specially made.
I wanted to shit on the fact that women's clothes never have pockets, but you beat me to it. You're smart. Dang it. All right.
And Maeve is gonna go, oh, that's a great idea. Then maybe she'll think it was a burglary. Come
Pretty sure it's a burglary.
Does anyone say to Frey what they want to do with this desk?
Yeah, Maeve is gonna be like, that's locked. Can you get it open?
Frey, smash.
Break and smash. Thank you for the simple instruction. Is there anything super something you could consider like a two-handed weapon around in this room?
There's some organs
I
on the
mean,
ground.
I can improvise.
Do you not have a hammer with you?
I don't. No, it's on my horse
the
that I'm
horse.
waiting to get back.
Oh, okay. That's a good place for it. Nice and safe.
Yeah.
Why are we like this?
Give me a target number 10 notice check.
Yeah, I was
Frey.
really hoping you wouldn't let me flip. Zach, what do you got for me?
8 rams.
Notice that's a 12.
Hello.
That's right. I can see.
You're looking around. Immediately, there's nothing. You're looking around. There's the jars. a few tools on some of the counters. You find an old closet that you open that seems to be filled of more common medical supplies, bandages and gauze and everything like that. But like as you're shuffling around in the back, you find like a nice large crowbar.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Not good for a two-handed weapon, but good for prying shit open.
They don't pry shit open. All right, cool. I'm gonna go over to the desk and pry shit open.
Give me a target number 8 athletics check with advantage because you have a crowbar.
So that's might, right?
If you don't have athletics, it is might.
13 rams.
Oh my god, I have athletics. That's 14.
All right, you pry it in. It pops open with such force. No, sorry.
That the wood wall falls down.
That the green screen is broken. It pops open with such force. I'm good. Yeah. It pops open with such force that the drawer is unhinged, clatters to the ground. Inside, you find a small journal and what looks to be a wallet.
I take all of that. Meave, I think we got to get the hell out of here.
I think you're probably right. We've got the secret drawer stuff, and Nemo's got the scrolls, and now we have to go. And I reckon, really, to really, I think Nemo and I should probably clean up a little bit because I think we've sort of incriminated. We gotta go.
We gotta go. I put the drawer back in, like I try to shove it back in the desk a little bit, but I take everything out and I get the hell out.
Same. On their way out, Meave knocks a few more things over and like shoves a cadaver off the table just to really red herring the shit out of it. Maeve's like, I fucked the rest of this shit up, so I might as well just.
Hey man,
Nemo's
sister,
like-
I knock a shelf down and get as we're running, get going.
Nemo's
Shit's
like
gone.
waiting in the open window, like, you sure you don't want to take a cadaver too? Anything else that you feel like?
Nemo, did you want a cadaver?
Oh, that's a joke. Sorry, that's a joke.
Nemo
Yeah, I'm getting
leaves.
it. I'm getting it now. All right, let's go.
Right, grabbed an ankle, but left it. We're good.
Yeah, Nemo, covered in soot, like, appears next to Ellie, taps her on the elbow, and fucking leave. We're moving as quickly as possible back to the brothel.
And Meave's doing like one of these, trying to get the like not quite as covered as Nemo, since Nemo took the brunt of it, but still quite sooty everywhere, very incriminating. And it's just kind of.
Ellie just, as soon as Nemo taps the shoulder and sees Frey and Meave and Nemo all kind of coming out, just like, you know, I think half the town probably heard. I want to say that you all snuck up on me, but it was loud.
Yeah. We decided to make it look like a break-in. No, that's a lie. I knocked over a bunch of shit and then we decided to make it look like a break-in. We gotta go.
Now, just to check something, you went through the window, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ellie walks over, picks up a rock, and throws it through the window. If it's a glass window, I'm hoping to break it.
Easily.
Smart. I like you.
All right, let's get out of here.
Fuck.
Who needs a
Baby.
break?
All right, you guys make your way out. Rough investigation and whatnot. Meanwhile, Toby, eventually your date kind of ends. It's a bit solemn. She's putting her hand on your shoulder, saying, you know, thanks.
Yeah.
I needed this. I know this wasn't probably what you're hoping for. I'm just gonna get back to work. But if you want to come see me again, that's fine. Just Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see how long I'm in town for. But this was a lot of fun. You know, it was fun. I've been on worse dates. You know, this was a pretty good date as far as they go. You gave me a lot to think about. Saving loved ones and everything. Wanted to talk to them again. It was somber, but you know, it touched my
Yeah.
soul.
Thanks. That's sweet. Don't die. You're cute. And she kind of gives you like a little pinch of the cheek and kisses you on the forehead.
Aw. How drunk is she? Can she walk her way back home, or is this a situation where I'm gonna have to walk her back home?
Walk her home.
She's-
you louse.
Yeah, and besides, then you can feign surprise.
Yeah, I have. I have a
Will you
10
have to feign surprise? You weren't expecting it to look like this.
I'm gonna attempt to walk her home. Like, oh, let me walk you home. This is a dangerous part of town. You know, we don't want we don't want anything to happen to a beautiful young lady on her way back home. So let me take you. Let me do
Yeah.
kindness.
Yeah, all the town's dangerous. Yeah.
Mhm. We're innocents after all. It ain't that innocent.
You walk her back to her shop. You open the door and just see the chaos that has ensued. She just sighs, hangs her head, and says, "Yeah, that feels about right. You get a little bit of happiness, and life shits on you."
Oh my God,
Yep.
Miss Lee, I'm so sorry.
No,
I'm so sorry.
it's fine. I mean, anytime I get happy, you know, just life. Yep.
Is there
I'm
anything
a-
I can do to let me at least help you clean this mess up? This is disgusting, but you know it's disgusting that this town.
No, you
Let
don't
me
gotta,
help you.
you don't gotta do that. I mean, look, you know, if you want to date a boy, and you like the boy, you don't want him to make him sweep up organs. I'm gonna do this on my own, and then I'm really drunk, all right, but I'm trying to be really charming because you're really charming, and I don't want you to sweep up organs because I don't think that's gonna make it good for a second date. I haven't drank in a long time. Let me take care of this, and I mean, you can buy me flowers, and next time I won't get drunk and embarrass myself.
Okay, I will. You were anything but embarrassing. You are positively delightful, Miss Lee.
You're a flatterer.
Let
you're
me
Flatterer.
let me get you flowers, and I'll see you next time.
All right, Toby. Thank you. And she
Thank you.
like gives you a little wave.
And I'm going to slowly close the. Oh my God! How does one end a date well when they walk into the house and
And it's been broken into.
By their
yeah,
friends.
And organs
By
are on
their
the
friends,
floor.
mind you.
they don't know that. They don't know that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
I mean,
Hug.
Dr. Lee is just trying to play the game as well and doesn't think that having her date sweeping up dead bodies when she's shit-faced is a good idea. So, you played it the best you could, brother.
oh.
I feel genuinely so guilty about this.
I love her so much. Like I just said literally, like, she may or may not be a villain in this, but like I empathize with her, so I love her now. I stand Dr. Lee.
Oh, Dr. Lee.
So sad for her.
So for all intents and purposes, eventually you guys meet back up at Odette's. Your discovery in hand. Toby kind of comes in.
I got words for them. I know you guys did not wreck that poor lady's house. That was something else. You tell me that was something else right now.
That was something else right now.
I threw a window through the rock through the window.
I stood outside.
Nemo's just gonna stare at me.
After having said verbatim, that was something else right now because that's what they were said to say. Maeve goes,
I've never heard a more believable lie in my life. Thank you, Maeve. Thank you. I hope you got some good information. At least tell me she was a horrible murderer for, all the trouble you caused.
For what it's worth, it was an accident. I knocked some things over, and entirely on me. But she's a resurrectionist. It might be scientific curiosity. I don't believe in condemning people on mere small bits of evidence. But she at least has a passing curiosity in necromancy. And by passing, Nemo, why don't you show Tobias?
Yeah, sure. Reach into pocket 17 and pull out a couple of the scroll. Are we just at a table at the bordello? Like, where are we?
I hope we're in the room. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
We'll go to Frey's room.
Okay.
Before we start tossing necromancy accusations.
Let's pass scrolls around the circle. Once you're done reading one, pass it to the person on your right. I hand them out. People can take a look at them.
Okay. Is this this is a grimoire, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Frey, what did you get out of that drawer?
Yeah, see what you can make of this, and I throw the book to Nemo, and then I'm gonna check the wallet, see if there's if it's money, I'm leaving it in there. That will be returned.
Who reads
the broken
the
window.
journal?
I mean, he handed it to me.
You
Nemo's
get
gonna,
the journal.
put it upside down, shake it out, flip through it to see if there's anything between the pages, and then if there's nothing, she will read a page.
You open it up, and it's kind of written like a normal book, and it says, "The Lost and Found," written by Necessities and Desires. And as you open it, it is a literal list of lost and found. It is all of these lists are desire, lost, and it is a shoe in someone's house. Desire, lost, and it is a pin that was very important to that family. And as you are kind of flipping through it, you get to the last page, and it says desire lost, one wallet, check inside for letter.
So I got the letter.
You pull the letter out of the wallet, unfold it, and it says, "Your decision to embrace productivity and order was most welcomed by the cage. Know that your service to this establishment will not go unnoticed. Once the mysteries of the mine are uncovered, a total of 150 script will be handed to you, as well as a license for the guild. I will personally see that you are financially set up within the city of Malifaux. Please make sure that all loose ends are tied, and that the miner or this great discovery is silenced permanently. Your ally and friend, Captain Jeremiah Asher." And the front of the wallet has an engraving of LW.
Is that the same engraving that was on all those books that Ellie got?
No.
Different initials? Okay.
Yep. Just it's kind of like stitched into the front of it. Frey,
Lewis Workman. Sorry.
can you give me a target number? Because it's you, it's going to be history 7, which is intellect with advantage.
I think Meave might have already yelled out what he's doing the check for.
Meave did, but I
No,
I think it's
right.
the workman.
You guys.
Mayor Lewis Workman. Yeah.
10 of rams.
Nailed it. I got the 7 exactly.
Frey, you look at this wallet and you hear Meave say Lewis Workman, which is the initials of the mayor. But you also know the initials of the sheriff are Luke Williams.
Oh.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Vindication for Jake!
Ellie,
Somewhere in the room,
gotta
you just
talk
see
about
Ellie.
this,
Ellie just sort of is sitting there and just goes,
Hey, Ellie, I know what you're thinking. We gotta talk it through. At least let me get his gun. I can get his gun. We don't have to kill him or anything.
I think we should investigate him, though. I think you're right, Frey. And
Told you.
Ellie is. Yeah, you know what? I underestimated your
told you.
astuteness.
"You
It-
never
I
trust
think
a
it-
person who's too sweet."
Okay,
I
well,
think
it
it's
could
the
still
mayor.
be the mayor, yeah.
I think it's the mayor.
It
I
had
love
it.
my sheriff.
Sure, it could be the mayor. I'm just saying, if somebody's too sweet to you too soon, it's dangerous. Just keep that in mind.
Here's the deal. I know the emotion in my eyes is gone, but I can see when people got murder in their eyes, and that, my friend, you just lit up.
Oh, it's not murder. I just want to have a conversation.
She's just feeling smug.
Try not to clench your fist during the conversation. How about that?
Ellie unclenches her right hand unconsciously. Okay.
We've got to treat them both equally like possible murderers until we've cracked it, but
If it is the sheriff, we need a lot more than this letter. We need a lot of proof. This town will turn on us in a heartbeat.
Listen, but like, we're not. Okay, here's the thing. We don't have to kill him. We just have to go to Sue and say, "Hey, Sue, found out who the mole was. That's your problem now, right?"
that's true. I mean, he'll probably ask
Okay.
us to kill him, but we can at least give it a shot.
We have to be able to prove who the mole is. Right now we have 2 suspects. So how do we draw out that proof from those individuals? Personally, just speaking from professional opinion, I usually just corner them, and then I tell them what I know, and I usually can tell whether or not they are scared or they start running, and that's always a fun time.
Here's a thought, and I might be wrong because I have a lot less experience in these sorts of things. And also it might be dangerous because he looks like a mean son of a bitch. But if we did it to the mayor has no reason to protect anyone from the guild if he really doesn't care about the guild. So he'll give up the sheriff, hopefully, and hopefully not kick our ass, and should be fine. In the best case scenario, anyway.
Sounds good to me.
And that way we don't tip off the sheriff if the sheriff is actually the problem until we're ready to deal with him.
I mean, if this Asher is supposed to be a long-standing friend of this person, LW, then maybe there's some sort of long-standing correspondence, something where we might actually have a paper trail. Unless we think they've been having these meetings in person. And for whatever reason, I know that Asher didn't get here until very recently. You called him a friend, right, in the letter?
Right.
I don't know, is there a post office, or do people just keep their mail in their house, or what?
Is there a
If-
post
Yeah,
office?
if there is something.
Most of the time, like, horse comes into town with a pony rider and just delivers personally, Frey.
Interrupt the mail carrier. It's time for Assassin's Creed.
Could try breaking into the sheriff's house.
Maybe not.
I
After
think
what
I
we
would do
saw.
this one by myself.
Yes, I think that's probably wise. I have about a 50-50 track record, and that's not very good.
Nemo's gonna take a very deep breath and look me right in the face and say, "It could happen to anyone, and it's not your fault." Now give me all the scrolls back.
Right.
Thank you.
Slide there.
Is there any way we can pit the two of them against one another? The sheriff has a fair amount of social clout and power. The mayor presumably does as well. One of them we can presume is guilty, one of them is innocent. If we can get a rumor spread that they're going after each other.
Or that the sheriff's running for mayor.
Frey, would the sheriff ever run for mayor?
The sheriff is not a smart man, and if he had the town behind him, maybe.
Shall we get the town behind him then? You seem well liked, Frey.
The sheriff, or not the sheriff, the mayor. I had a conversation with him. He openly said he hated the guild, and I had a decent scrutiny check on him. Did he? He seemed like he was forthcoming, right?
Yeah, no, your scrutiny check was his hatred for Rishu, but yeah, no, he openly stated that he thought Rishu was a fucking idiot, would have made a terrible mayor, and he vehemently hated the guild.
Well, you could still make a deal with the people you hate.
Right, no, an easy way to pit them against each other then. Okay, two things. So we know that the mayor is all, based on what you've told me because I wasn't there, the mayor is all like, you need to have a powerful hand when you're trying to command this kind of town or whatever. He hates idiots. And the sheriff, the other person in power in this town, is a complete idiot who does not wield any power whatsoever. People like him because he's ineffectual. That's already offensive to this guy, right? And if we can in some way imply that this guy might be working with the guild, who the mayor also purports to dislike heavily, the mayor might just march over there himself, especially if we imply another thing, which is that he might run for mayor. We just try to piss off the mayor, right? None of it has to be substantiated, just see if we can get them to fist fight in the street.
That's true. Go back to the mayor then.
I mean, yeah.
It can't be that hard to spread a rumor that, two people are looking to get each other killed.
Not around here.
I do have a talent that can do just that.
There is a soft knock on the door.
Maybe.
Come on in.
Odette opens it up and says, there's someone to see you downstairs.
Which one? All of us?
They was asking for a few of you, specifically Mr. Cook, Miss Teresa, and Miss Ellie.
I'm still fucking covered in soot, right?
Yeah.
Is there a wash basin in the
Oh yeah, you guys have your own bathroom.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Would we have been able to do that while we were having this conversation, or would I have to do that
For sure.
now? Okay.
Tobias will
Right.
clean himself up. Wait his turn to clean himself up too. They knew our names. They knew our names. I don't like that one bit.
Was this a tall, ugly man in a red coat?
There's a few of them.
Stupid accent.
Most of them were silent, but one of them, he had a big grin, very straight, yellow teeth.
I would like to do a scrutiny check on Madame Odette. Just, is she afraid right now?
Target number 6.
Got the red Joker.
Okay.
The way she is
Just told me
holding.
red jokers will be as effective as black jokers, so they all die in the living room, right? Because
Kill
of the
them
scrutiny
with
check.
my thoughts.
The way she is holding the door, and like you can see behind the door, there are different workers that are moving quickly. She looks down, and there is a terror in her eyes that you've never seen. This woman, who you know usually holds herself together, is almost paralyzed with fear with what is downstairs waiting for you.
Tobias goes completely white.
We need to mount up. We got weapons?
Got a whip.
That'll do. It's more than what I got.
I'm gonna assume the radio crawls out from under the bed where it's been hiding this whole time.
It just sort of hisses, creeps out. Like at this point in time, when it moves, only the front legs are just dragging it towards you, and then it skitters up onto your shoulder happily.
Good job, buddy. Good job.
He just like once again, just it's very sentient.
Don't worry. Death comes for all of us.
That
Don't
made me feel
worry.
better.
It's
You can't escape the Reaper. Don't worry.
Completely at
Death
ease.
it's okay.
now.
This
comes-
is not the time. Not the time. I'm just gonna turn the volume down. Remember
I'm
what I said
also-
about being quiet?
I'm also going to abuse my red joker. I get a warm, comforting feeling in my soul, and I know that my horse is nearby, and I look out the window. Do I see Callie out in the street?
You look out the window and you see there is a guild member outside in the window, and
Okay.
he's like kind of standing down on the porch, which gives you the idea that the guild is definitely here in this establishment. And there is a horse next to him that is like nibbling on his foot, and he's like, God damn it, stop following me. I told you I don't have any food. And it just like looks at it. He's like, all right, here's another slice of apple, but just don't tell anyone. And then it like nuzzles up to him. It's like, look, I got an image to keep. I can't have you I already have a horse, damn it.
Tobias, do you have your gun?
I've been in prison for 2 weeks. No, I don't got a gun.
Okay, well, maybe you got one in the meantime. Do you know how to use a pistol?
How different from a shotgun can it be? I got something else I can do. Do you have a spare gun?
Suddenly a pistol hits you in the chest.
Okay. All right, I can use this. Put it in his pocket real fast. No, he's gonna hold it.
Okay.
Anybody else need a gun?
Well, I don't have one, but I think I'll be all right with the whip, hopefully.
All right. Madame Odette, you want to come inside here?
Please.
Come inside.
She looks at you, sees that stern look in your eye, hangs her head a little bit, and walks in. He said he just wanted to talk. Don't go starting a ruckus. I got people down there. We
How
don't.
quickly can you get them out?
I mean, I can get them out, but we don't need a ruckus with the guild. We don't want them soldiers coming in here. He said he just wants to talk.
Madam, we'll use our words first, I promise.
Thank you.
Nemo.
Can we go out a back door so that
You
we
guys
can
are on the second story.
Okay.
Wow.
Jump
Nemo.
out the window. Nemo original, huh? Yeah.
Can you go to my room? Tosses the key over. The Chesterfield's in there. Can you give that to me? Don't be seen in the process.
Frey, we're not known about, so perhaps we should. Well, I mean, we weren't asked for anyway, so perhaps we should approach this from another angle. I mean, perhaps in a literal sense, perhaps not.
I need to get out of here. My horse is out in the street. She has my hammer.
Miss Odette, have you delivered my message? And like
At the door now?
no, like you hear it like down,
Okay.
kind of muffled coming down the hallway, and she's just looking at you guys like, "What do I do?
Alright.
What do
All
I do?"
right. You heard the
going out.
message, Mama. Meave with me.
I'm getting Ellie's gun.
I've got rope. Do you want to try to climb out the window? Madam, is there a back way out without going down the stairs, or should we?
I mean, there's one downstairs, but Folks
Right.
don't usually, we intentionally don't make ways to sneak out in case a Jane or a John, does something nasty, if you know what I'm saying. Look,
That's,
what I do, he's, Madam Odette,
I'm going out.
All right, go.
Toby, with me, you two, go do what you need to do. Nemo,
Right.
if you could, the gun.
He's gonna put his hand on Ellie real fast. Ellie, you care doing the talking on this one? I'll hold. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ellie steps out, brushing past Odette. Steps over to the balcony, hands on the rails, looks down. What do I
no,
see?
there is no balcony. He's calling from the hallway.
Oh, he's on my floor.
Oh, he's in the hallway. Okay. Okay. So
So this is one long hallway with rooms on both sides, and
So it's an upper
That's the
floor. There's a hallway with multiple rooms. You have windows that see outside, and like when you guys peer down, you can see like a few soldiers sort of pacing. One of them being annoyed by a horse, but the voice is coming from the inside from the hall.
okay. So with the way we're familiar with the layout of this place, with the way it's laid out, there's no way I can go out to the hallway and go get Ellie's gun without walking directly into his line of sight.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Cool. I thought he was downstairs.
As Ellie strides out. Well. It's good to see you again.
Miss
Colonel,
Wylie,
Captain. Good to see you, Captain.
that is it. Miss Wylie, forgive me. My memory skips me. What was your last name again? Or Miss Ellie?
It's not important.
Nah. I suppose not. I must say, and he raises the white, pristine gloves, straightens his double-breasted jacket. I'll come in peace. In fact, I would like to offer you and your friends a round of drinks. Being guild, we all know I ain't welcome here. And if anything, y'all got me outnumbered. We can come downstairs, talk politely, but if I try to arrest every criminal in this city, or this town, I'm gonna have a war on my hands, and that's not what I want.
How many of you are downstairs?
I got 2 men outside, 2 men downstairs. That's it.
All right. So it'll be 4 men outside then, 1 person downstairs, and the rest of us.
These are agreeable terms. Come downstairs, bring your posse, and buy us all
Alright.
around. I'll buy the whole house around.
Yeah, come here for a second. Come here. And I come forward, going for a hug.
He walks up, the grin fades, and yeah, he lets you give him a hug.
I spin him in the hug, so I'm holding him from behind. And then I say, all you have to do is tell those 2 people to leave right now. I'm not walking downstairs until you say it.
I'm gonna change the music. Let's go with horror. I don't know if it'll be perfect, but this is getting horrifying.
Tobias is pretty fucking horrified.
Miss Ellie, let me be very clear. Though I am outnumbered, my men have strict orders that if anything is to happen to me, they will bring a hellfire of artillery down on this small town. I think you're a bit like me. You ain't got no fear of dying. But unlike me, I don't think you can live with the blood on your hands as 480 innocent lives burned to death because of your decision. Now, if you want to talk calmly, we can talk. But if you want to shoot me, do it now.
I'm still holding him, and I lean in real close and whisper in his ear. If you think, Asher, that I'm going to care about 480 people right now, you're wrong. All I care about is the 2 people downstairs walking out before we get down there.
Roll intimidation. Target number 8.
In case it helps, I'll continue and say, I have no intention to hurt you right now. No need to kill you. I want to talk. I just don't want to talk with some of your friends down there. And so my intention is to convince him to just get those 2 guys outside.
Yeah, roll convince. Target number 8.
Well, shucks. I got a 7.
I knew there was always something about you I liked.
But you speak up, I can't actually hear you.
I knew there was always something about you I liked. I'm sure as a kindred spirit, you can respect the amount of guns. I'm gonna leave 2 downstairs, but if my numbers are right, you got more. So there's nothing you should be afraid about.
Three rounds of drinks then.
Can we be civilized, or are guns still important at this point?
Let him go.
He brushes himself off, straightens his collar. I'll wait downstairs. No. Well, I don't want to pressure all your friends and new accomplices you've made to come downstairs and drink if they don't want to. I know some of them, well, we might have had a bad relationship. I suppose you'd say, no hard feelings. I know Mr. Cook has been re-educated, and it can take some time to get the hang of.
We'll be right down.
He nods, heads downstairs.
Ellie goes back to the room.
When she comes in, Meave is like mid tying a rope to a leg of the bed. Like
There are 2 outside, 2 downstairs. They just want to talk.
I
"Won't we
want
need
them
this
out of
then?"
this house.
What do you say, Meave?
Oh, I just holds up the rope. Won't be needing this then?
Probably not. I mean,
Alright.
you'll be noticed, likely.
Yeah. And they just kind of untie roll it back up. You've got a point.
You want him out of the house, Frey, we go talk to him. Asher is, I don't know if you've met him. He sucks. But once he sinks his teeth into something, he's going to stay and do it for a while. I know this type.
Guilds then.
Fine. Let's make it quick then.
If anybody doesn't want to come down and have a drink, I'm going to go down and settle this.
I'll come.
I'm going.
Oh, heads up. For you 2 who are new, don't tell him your real name. I know him. He won't forget it.
Thank you. That's wise.
Nemo,
Nice.
I need to get
Toby.
it done.
Tobias is shaking. He's shaking so hard. And he's like, I don't know if he'll be able to aim straight, but you know, it's he shakes his head, be like, yeah, I'll come down. We'll have a chat, you know. Nice chat.
Ellie steps over and takes the gun out of your hand. This will not be necessary for right now. You'll get a
Probably
different chance.
For the best. For the best.
Nemo?
Not still want me to get your gun.
I don't think we'll need it. I do want it. Don't get me wrong.
Does he know about me and you?
I don't know. He's threatening hellfire upon the town if we don't go down and have a conversation.
And we're going downstairs. I start walking out the door.
Madame Odette, if you would kindly wait here or go about helping the other people leave the building. It is unlikely there will be a confrontation.
Well, I'm gonna head downstairs with y'all. Things are a little tense.
I'll say.
He's
All right.
buying drinks. That's good.
Does everyone go downstairs?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll
It
walk
is-
with Tobias in the back.
He has
is-
your hand. He's clutching your hand, like clutching hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is the evening, the night. Frey, especially, you know that usually this place is alive with music and laughter, but as you walk down that hallway, nothing. No sound. You all make your way down the stairs, your feet creaking on the steps. And as you come down, you can see that every eye, every worker, every miner, every citizen is dead silent, just staring up cautiously at all of you as you come down. And in the center table is the yellow-toothed, grinning man with his pure white gloves just tapping on the table. Two other guild members sitting next to him. But all of the eyes are shifting to you, coming down the stairs, and back to him, who stares at you. Delightful. Happy to see you all. No one moves. No one speaks.
Ellie strides up. And there are chairs pulled out for us. Is that correct?
Oh yeah. Well, they're not pulled out, but there's like probably around like 8 chairs just put around the side of this table.
Ellie goes, grabs a chair, sits down.
Please have a seat. Well, what a delightful group of familiar faces, and then some. And he turns to you, Toby. Don't worry, Mr. Cook. I'm not here to arrest you. Hell, if I tried to arrest every criminal in innocence, well, let's just say we wouldn't have much of a town. True to my word, I'm simply here to talk. And as everyone stares, he puts up his hands in a gesture of peace and says, please, please, y'all, don't stand on my account. I'll come in peace. In fact, a round of drinks on the house for my friends and everyone here. While normally that would cause a bit of celebration and excitement, people just kind of turn and look at the bartender, and he begins to get to work. Just the shuffling, the passing out of drinks in this tense environment as everyone is watching Asher. And like you guys can feel it. There's a mixture of tension and hatred just brewing in this room. It's no secret that the people of Innocence hate the guild. But the people of Innocence aren't dumb. They know that gunning down a guild official might not go well. So there's that contempt, that seething hatred as they just stare, take the drinks, and look at this situation happening with a mixture of fear and hatred.
I'm gonna pull out a chair for Tobias, and I'm going to say, "Always good to see you, Colonel, Captain. Is it private now, Asher? Oh, drafty."
I mean, Captain, Colonel, Private. Is it Teresa or is it Nemo?
Teresa Melville.
Then it is Colonel Asher.
Tobias sits down and puts his hands on the table. Asher?
Your nails are looking a little bit better, Mr. Cook. How are you feeling?
Better now that I'm out of your fucking hell.
I suppose you would be.
So what do you want? Enough of the pleasantries.
Well, I believe that we got off to the wrong foot.
Again?
It just seems to happen again and again, doesn't it?
How many? And Maeve clears their throat and is going to try to fake an accent and goes, "How many feet do you have, sir?"
With my
Nemo
string,
makes this face. It just looks at me.
he says, with my string of bad luck, not enough. But during these times, I can't help but notice that every time something bad happens, one of you lot seem to show up. Miss Teresa, Ellie, Mr. Cook. That just could be a coincidence. Maybe you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe it's just bad luck. Problem is, I don't really believe in luck. Are you following me so far?
Yeah, you got some weird
Thoughts are just-
superstitions. Good job.
Your thoughts are just so complex and philosophical. I'm lost in your intellect.
No need to be no need to be disrespectful, Miss Teresa. I'm
I thought
here.
you were offering us some drinks, sir. Where are those?
He kind of looks over and shakes his hand at the bartender, and like you guys can see, the bartender has been going out of their way to deliver drinks to everyone but your table. And then when he shakes his hand over, they bring over like a few shot glasses. He's like, couple bottles, and they glare and go back, bring a few bottles back.
Thank you, kindly.
Now, I'm here to deliver some good news. It doesn't have to be this way. Let's be honest with each other. You don't like me. I'm a bit offended by you, what you've done to me. But I know why most of you are here. I don't think you rode into the middle of this hell for a vacation. Whatever you're being offered, we can double it. You can work with us. No one has to die. No bloodshed has to happen. You help us get whatever is down there, and we leave. No harm to innocents. Nothing bad happens. We take what it is, and we move on. Everybody wins. And on top of that, I promise you, I will pay you more than your current employers.
That's quite a lot. Our employers, as I have come to learn, and she looks over to everyone else and sort of settles on Toby for a second, They're gonna pay us a lot.
I'm sure they are. But I work for the guild, the bank of the world. We are by far the richest nation, farther than anyone else. Whatever they offer you, we can offer more. These people are insurrectionists, desperate savages, trying to hold on to some form of semblance, hope, stopping the inevitable.
I will remind you, you are surrounded by these savages, you called them. I suggest you mind your tongue.
You're right. But, well, let's just say I speak the tongue of savages. And
He's
Sorry.
guild. He doesn't have a single he doesn't have a single problem with wiping out savages. That's what they do. What are you going to do if there's anything under there, or there's nothing under there except scratches on the wall? You still going to pay us?
There's something under there. I know. I had a book help me decipher that old ancient languages of the brutes that belong to this land.
Yeah, it's ancient though. So whatever's under there that you think you might be finding might not be there anymore.
Well, it went missing.
I don't know.
What?
Maybe.
I'm just extending a hand. I can feel the tension in the air. We can be friends. You can hop on the train of progress, or you can stand in the way. And I promise you this, things don't end well for folks that stand in front of trains. If you turn me down, things could get very difficult for you.
I would like the state of North Carolina. Is that something that Guild could give to me? Is that what we're talking? Or Japan, maybe. Are you offering just whatever we want?
Within reason. You want North
So
Carolina?
North Carolina? Yeah, that sounds great.
If you want to put yourself in a governmental position.
No, I want you to give me the state of North Carolina.
There's
You're talking
laws.
extremely vaguely here, Private.
I'm not talking vaguely. I'm talking factual. You're interested in North Carolina, I can set you up with a plantation, a mansion that stretches for miles. I can put you in a government position where you could be the governor of North Carolina. But kings and queens don't rise out from nothing. Let's
No,
be
they take
real.
it from other people.
Isn't that the way of life? I know personally how things work. History is not written by the natives of lands. History is written by those with more guns and more money than anyone else. That's what rules everything.
History's written by the disappointing sons of more powerful fathers.
Why don't you ask the Native Americans back out in the Americas that my father and I personally helped fix, put in their right position? Who owns that land now? We do. The Neverborn, there's just another cog in the wheel. They're reluctant people, not willing to move out of the way. You don't think guns and money rule this nation? Let me educate you, darling. And he reaches into his pocket and puts a stack of money on the table and says, I'm offering 400 script. If any of these people raise a gun to me or my men, if you gun them down, I will pay this to you personally. And I will double that when you come back to my camp with their heads. And all of a sudden, Frey, you know a lot of the people here on a first name basis.
Mm-hmm.
But you also know that they have families who are starving now that they cannot get into those mines. They are hungry and they are desperate. And Ellie, you have been in many shootouts. And all of a sudden, the silence ends. Fingers are tapping on the table. Hands are shifting closer to the gun. Chairs are creaking as people begin to get into position to draw. And
What do
Colonel
you-
Asher looks and says, money is what makes the law. Do we want to work together or not?
What do you want from us?
I want you to be my friend, to come in, help me find out what's going on. Find whatever's down there in those mines. Y'all are an educated bunch. Capable. Damn me as it be, I should know because you've outdone me a few times. You agree to work for me? Work for the guild? We'll pay you handsomely as long as we get whatever is down there. If not, well, it would just break my heart if we couldn't be friends.
Can you give
Saying
us a minute?
no, are we shot?
Oh, sure. I'm gonna stand over here,
I
but
think Teresa has something to say first.
yes, Miss Teresa.
I think I already know the answer to this, but if we say no here and now, are you just going to have us shot?
I was just trying to make a point here. Understand, it's hard for me to be outdone and disrespected by people like you. And I know I have been outdone and disrespected by people like you. I'm just,
So is that a yes or is that a no?
you have my word. I will not shoot you down if you say no. But I'll know you're coming and make things a bit more difficult for you. I'm just going to go to the bar and have a drink. And he takes that stack of money and puts it back in his satchel. He goes to the bar. Tension, thick in this room as people are watching you.
I don't think we can have a private conversation. The rest of the room is silent. Anything we say
Yeah.
rings across the bar.
I mean, you're gonna be leaning in and whispering, but all eyes are on you.
Maeve will speak up first, quietly but enunciating, so that if anyone's any good at reading their lips, but they're not going to say anything anyway. They just go. Better the enemy you know.
What was that?
Oh, sorry. They say, better the enemy you know.
Got only one way out of this.
There's multiple ways out, friend. Some just a little bloodier than others.
We can hash out the details later. For now, I think you're right. Tobias, apparently. Tobias.
Nemo's just looking at Ellie.
Ellie has just an 1,000-yard stare, still fixated on where 400 script was sitting on the table just moments ago.
Mm-hmm.
And she says nothing.
Ellie, you're don't really deal with the guilds. You three seem to know a little more of what you're doing. Is this a bad idea? Well, it's obviously a bad idea. Do we have another choice?
How much money does it take to buy you three? I'll pay it.
It's not about money.
It's about not getting the people here killed, I reckon, or us.
Ellie, we're trying to do the right thing here. Are we not trying to do the right thing here? We'll work with the guild for now. We'll Ellie, the Arcanist can give you a little bit more than the guild can.
Nemo is doing this at the table. She's going.
These bumpkins don't know what it is. Ash can't hear us.
No, that's not. We'll talk. We'll talk later. Frey. I'm going to whisper as quietly I can to Frey into his ear, whatever I have to do. This is not a yes, we're doing it. It's a yes, get out of the bar, and we'll figure it out afterwards. Okay?
All right.
As Toby says that line, Ellie will just move from listening to everybody, but Ellie will just look to you, Toby. You can just see this sort of determination. Sure. Yeah. Sounds good.
Maeve's gonna take kind of a deep breath in and also just look at Frey and go, we'll make this right.
We gotta stay on the same side here, Ellie. That's that's number one. We gotta stay on the same side.
Yeah. Yep. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna briefly say something to everybody in this room. Are you all comfortable with that?
Do it.
Yeah.
Ellie gets up. All right. Everybody here is looking for a chance to shoot us because you saw a big stack of money on the table. This guy over here is going to be willing to pay it, apparently. I can tell you right now, he's a cheat. He may have that money. Just remember, the second he walks out of this saloon, there's only 5 of them. You could take that money yourselves. So how about you stop looking at all of us? Because I promise you, we 5 are deadlier than those 5. Go back to your drinks or wait outside.
Colonel Asher lets you finish and says, well, I must say, she has a point. She is far more deadly than me. But unfortunately, unlike her, I have an army that will come down and burn everyone you love, everyone in the city to the ground if you attack me. Or if things go south, and mind you, I'm not saying they're gonna, you could just kill them and get paid. And having said that, he calmly sits back down at your table. So, do we have a decision? I hate all this talk of bloodshed and whatnot, especially with potential friends like yourself. Mind you, it doesn't have to be today. You can give me one, show up to the camp, and I'll assume that you've accepted. Now, don't take me as a fool. You come rolling on in. We'll work together. But you're going to have a hell of a lot of guns on you. No offense, but after what most of us have been through, I don't trust you all. But you have my word. Just as you have my word that I will leave today, without having potentially this entire town turn on you and gun you down. As long as you are true to your word and give me what I want, no harm will come to you.
I only work freelance private.
I'm afraid I'm just a captain.
Captain, then. Hope that's amenable to you.
Sure. I mean, rank is just a term, after all.
You're gonna want me on your side. I'm an archaeologist, so I can read some things.
I'll be damned. Can you read that chicken scratch?
Yep, had a few books myself. I can also read ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics, if you're wondering.
Don't you all just have the ability to make the most interesting friends?
Don't know the half of it.
We'll see what we can do, and we'll try to be there. We'll talk amongst ourselves, and we'll be there tomorrow.
If you show up, I'll take it as a yes. If you don't, well, I have ways of knowing that you're coming. I hope you choose peace over war. I mean, let's face it. The Native Americans didn't, and let's see how that ended up for them, right? All right. My boys and I have got our drinks. Miss Wylie, Miss Teresa, and of course, Mr. Cook. It has been a pleasure. I hope, above everyone else, Mr. Cook, you can speak some sense into these people about what happens when you betray the guild. What awaits you now? And he slaps his hand on the table. Y'all have yourself a good day.
Put a hand on Tobias's shoulder and I go, "Hey, fancy lad," as he walks out.
Yes, sir.
You say that bullets and money make laws. You better get some better law writers. They couldn't take me down. I show him the bullet holes that were shot in me from his shitty people.
Well, fortunately for us, we got ourselves a bigger gun. And he leaves.
Maeve is sitting at the table like this, like hands so tight around their journal. They look like they're about to stick their fingernails straight through the leather cover, and they're just like... Yeah.
I'm glad he's
Going to
gone.
Either.
Just tosses back the rest of their drink.
If Tobias's hand is on the table, Nemo's gonna put her hand on his or try to hold his hand under the table, something.
Yeah, his hand. He hasn't moved. He hasn't moved at all since saying that one thing.
Listen.
And she's gonna be holding Tobias's hand and fucking staring at Ellie.
Watching the crowd.
Yeah.
Ellie, we let's go back to the room. Let's go back to the room real fast. We'll have a conversation.
With the rest of the bottles.
The money is off the table. None of you raised a gun, so everyone's just kind of watching you, but the tension eases a bit.
Maeve picks up one of the bottles and walks upstairs.
I'll grab. There were supposed to be 3. Wait, how many bottles are on the table? All right, I'll grab the other 2. My
2.
pockets aren't quite big enough.
2.
Oh, okay. I'll grab whatever other one there is and then shove it in my pocket.
Makes up for the lost brandy, was it?
Yeah, I still have 2 bottles of brandy in other pockets. It's getting pretty heavy. I should start on
You need-
probably.
Specifically for alcohol, you need a waist strap that
Holsters.
like has like holsters underneath so that they like go under your skirt, but like they aren't weighing down your skirt. I think that's what you need.
Well, Toby, I think that's a good idea. Shall we go back, everybody?
Maeve's already.
Follow me.
I'm on my way back upstairs.
Yeah, as I'm on my way back up, I just want to turn around and just say, listen, I know why y'all sold out for 400 script. I get it, you're starving. But come on, there's a bigger purpose here. They took your meals. They're starving your families, not me, not anyone here. We're just trying to help. Don't turn guns on us again.
Someone you're very familiar with and have talked to quite a few times, Frey, looks up and says, "It's no offense, Frey, but $400 or script, that's a new life. And buy a plot of land a few yards out, somewhere nice, maybe even a house in the city. The kids won't be starving. I mean, you know, if you were to do the same to me, I wouldn't be upset. That's a new life, right? That's all we want out here."
And that's what we'll try to get you. But you turn a gun on me again, I won't hesitate next time.
Kind of hangs his head low in shame.
Walk up the stairs.
As Ellie begins to walk upstairs, we'll turn to the same guy. What's your name?
Jim.
Okay. She pulls out a little journal. Thanks.
What you writing?
It's unimportant.
Oh,
He walks
all right.
upstairs.
Jim is visibly sweating.
Right, we all go back to the room.
What do you guys talk about? I mean, the scene is yours.
We saw the mayor this morning, but we saw the sheriff yesterday, right? But I don't think we gave the sheriff our names. I certainly didn't give the name Teresa. I haven't used that in a while. Either Asher told... Yeah, Asher must have told the mole a description to be looking for. But it's strange that he was expecting Ellie and I to be here at all, honestly. I don't know.
And they know about us too. Me and
We
Frey,
must
I
be-
mean.
Yeah, the mole must have described that we were traveling with you two, who are... I don't know if this is offensive or not, but you're pretty recognizable, I think, as people.
Some people might have described the gigantic, huge people that broke someone out of prison.
It's possible.
No offense taken.
Yep.
Now they know that we're here. I think killing this mole is unimportant right now. They know we're here. The whole point of getting rid of the mole was so we could sneak into the mines. That's at the window now.
Yeah.
Now they're looking for us. Now, what are our options? If we try to sneak in, they're going to find us. Our only option is to talk, you know? Play the part, look for the thing. We don't even know what it is yet.
And if we're the ones hunting for it, whatever it is, for the guilds, then at least we've got a chance to, you know, send them on the wrong path or help it not be in the guild's hands. Or it's not good. It's not good. But there's so many bloody guild members over there. I don't know if we're gonna wipe them all out. I don't know if we're gonna get them all out of the mines, even 5 of us. So I think maybe the only the only option we have is to play the part and lead them astray. And Maeve is gonna take a very big, long swig straight from the fucking bottle that they brought from the table. I think that's the only way.
We got the Neverborn expert here. Maybe we can get to it before they do. Like, yeah, Ash has got a book, but we got someone who can read it off the cuff.
Asher, hold on. Asher does not have a book. Asher is pissed off because he had a book that went missing at
I'm
the
going
fucking
into
masquerade.
my goddamn pockets.
Yep.
Because I read that book before, and you said it only had a list of names in it.
It had a list of it had a list of like information and names, and then it had strange language or markings that you just didn't understand, and just was like, "Oh, don't understand it."
Okay.
But
Okay.
that's what he's
no
talking
context
about.
whatsoever, Nemo's going to pull a notebook out of a back pocket and just toss it to Meave.
Meave is gonna catch it as, is this the book he had? And it's gonna start
I don't know.
flipping through it to see until they get to the Neverborn bit.
So the first bit of the book is a list, like she said, but it is not a list of names. It is a list of materials, weapons, supplies that have been sent out to this establishment.
Okay.
From what you can judge, there is 2 death marshals, 200 abled men, a lot of guns. There are
One death marshal turned around, so there's shit.
That's true. That's true.
Here.
One experimental prototype and 1 tank. After that, it's just like supplies about, food, provisions, water, what you're gonna need, and then when you get back to the back of it, it is a rudimentary cipher where obviously the person who had it hadn't cracked it yet, where there are like sentences in Neverborn, but like there are letters that are like written and then scratched out and rewritten and scratched out, like they were trying to decipher it. It looks like they were making a little bit of progress, but they were a long way off. The words actually written in Neverborn are just like an old creepy nursery rhyme about something called the Widow Weaver and how it steals children. But it's just like a classic creepy nursery rhyme.
All right, yeah, so Meave is going to look through it and then smirk and be like, this, right here, that's a Neverborn nursery rhyme about the Widow Weaver. And all of this over here is them trying to figure out how to read it. They've got nothing.
Right. Neverborn have nursery rhymes about the Widow Weaver.
Yes.
They lull
Neverborn.
their babies to sleep with stories of your dreams are going to be ripped out of your skull by a woman with a spider face.
As I understand it, most Neverborn are born, yes. So most Neverborn at some point experience infancy and being a child, yes. So naturally, that would mean that some of them are scared of the Widow Weaver, just like anybody else.
Yeah, but no, that's good, the language thing.
So he can't read it.
No.
He was coming close to cracking it, but
He was working on it. He's got some letters, and I think he would have either thought it was some strange cipher or realized that he was an idiot and he was just trying to crack a nursery rhyme the whole bloody time.
So, quick thing, bringing us back for a minute about what we're going to do.
Yes.
No doubt he's going to send us down in that mine. He's going to have us do that work. And then he's going to kill us. That's my belief. We will be dead in that mine at the end of this. So we could play the part, sure. I'm game. Toby, those people you talked about, they better be ready to pay, because we're not going to get money from them, from Asher. I can promise you that much.
You're probably right.
Aren't
Yes.
the Arcanists like wizards or something? There's nothing that they could actually do themselves to assist us. I don't know, teleport us around or something like that, since we're doing such a great thing for them.
I mean, that's why we're doing this. We do things for them. They're going to give us things that will help us take down the guild.
Can they kill a tank?
I mean, if they wanted to, yeah, but they didn't know a tank was out here. They sent me out
Right.
here to spy on them. But
Can
now I
we?
find out Now I find out they're on the cusp of finding an ancient neverborn weapon. You know, we got to get that before they do. We don't have time to go back to town, tell the Arcanist, and then deal with that.
Can your creepy radio communicate? I don't know how this works.
I mean, probably, but it's out of range.
Okay.
Does range still operate when it's a deeply, deeply haunted demonic radio?
Speaking of
I mean, I've
soldiers,
tried,
Frey, do you think there's any way to convince the town to help us?
Yeah.
If we know that the Arcanist that Toby has, they're ready to give us stuff after the payment, right? And Toby, you're saying that you're unable to contact them ahead of time. Is there any way for us to contact the town, get reinforcements? We're going to need somebody to bail us out of this.
You tell the people of this town that we have a way to kill a tank. They'll ride out and kill the guild. Like Asher said, we are much deadlier than they are.
If we can find a way. Wow, I went southern. I tried to fake it, and I'm not in the right place for that. Meave, who's apparently been drinking, it's like, oh wait, I don't need to do that anymore. They're not here. All right, brilliant. If we can find a way to not work with the guild, I'd like that very much. But
The
just
way
want to
I
get the
see
least
it,
amount of people killed.
the way I see it, we only have one choice: work with the guild for now, keep them off our tail. If we can get a message out to the Arcanist, sure. If not, we got to find this thing ourselves, and we got to deal with it.
Let me add on to that for a minute. We're all going to be watched like hawks. There's no way any of us are going to do anything without the guild knowing.
Yeah.
Where's
If we're
that guy
trying
with the
to, like,
guitar?
If we're trying to inspire, the town to work with us, that's obviously something that they're going to find out about.
But what we can do, we're going to be watched so heavily. If we are shady enough, if we make ourselves have to be watched enough, maybe that guy with the guitar or maybe somebody else in town can be the one that gets the stuff to blow up the tank.
I think you guys have such a difficult decision that this is a good time to end it. Because I don't think this is something that's going to be discussed and figured out quickly. So let's end it here. And next time when we pick up, we will decide what to do. Give you guys some time to talk about it a little bit off screen and come up with some ideas of how your characters feel and what they want to do with Captain Asher.
I feel anger.
I feel anger, and I'm going to go pet my horse.
Why do you
I
feel
better.
anger? Asher he gave you a good deal. He was so
Yeah, but
polite.
Asher also kind of put Toby through hell, like,
Oh, he
less
tortured the
than
shit
2
out of
days
you.
ago.
Hey, Toby, it wasn't torture. It was education. Helping you
Education.
understand what it's
I
like to
forgot.
betray your family.
It's education. Now I know and think just like Ash.
Yeah. That's all it was. It was just education,
I mean,
Toby.
Do we
2
have
seconds away from jumping up onto the table, launching at his face, biting his nose off. I had a whole visual in my mind.
Lauren and Daniel, do we have a send off at all or
Yeah.
anything like that?
Yeah, shout out.
Gonna
Shout
bring
out.
us
Us describing exactly how we're gonna kill Asher.
Yeah, shout out
Why
everyone.
did you want to kill him?
has-
He's such a good dude.
So real quick, let's shout out everybody who has joined us into the Ink and Lyre family today. I want to thank Voidbound for all the bits given, and Bunny Kimber for the follow and the sub. Thank you so much for that. If you enjoy this content, you can find us here 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Tomorrow we're going to be here with the next installment of our Curse of Strahd campaign. It's going to be super duper fun. Strahd is in that game, so we'll see what that villain is going to look like over there. Our first introduction to the Count himself. Friday is short rest. You can find Lauren there as she plays through Man and Medan, and just generally has a good conversation with the community as a whole. It's a great opportunity to talk with us, and sometimes the cast in chat, and we talk D&D, we talk life, we talk all kinds of fun stuff. Monday is Fates In. That is a 5e homebrew campaign where you can find the lovely Deanna there and myself playing through that game. And then we're here every Tuesday at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. So thank you all so much for joining us. We're about to send you off on a raid to someone here in just a minute. But thank you everyone for joining us tonight, and we will see you tomorrow, next week, and always. Bye-bye.
Bye.